It's time to prime up! Welcome to the Codex Prime Podcast with your hosts, Carl Byrd, Adrian Price, and Victor, last name to be revealed, along with your special guest tonight, independent wrestling superstar, Steven the Turtle Wider. And now, it's time to prime up on with the podcast.
Yeah. That was freaking great.
That was amazing.
Carl Byrd, my old stablemate from Slantech and EPW, that was for you.
Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it.
That was absolutely great.
Yes, thank you for that epic introduction. And my last name is Omoayo, just for the record.
So you get a last name, okay. That's great.
So, yes, we are on episode 86, and it is Tuesday, August 22nd. We're coming off from SummerSlam TakeOver weekend. Lots of wrestling talk to be had on today's podcast, as well as some other, nerd, non-wrestling stuff, if that, as, goodness.
If we get to it.
Yeah, all that goodness and magic. So, let's go around.
All right, first, let's introduce our guests. We got Admin A over here.
That's good.
My man, Adrian Price.
I'm excited to be here. I love wrestling so much. I'm like the biggest loser on my page for it. And I don't care. Because I really do. I cannot wait to have this discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the price is right with Adrian Price.
Yes.
Thanks. I love this guy right now.
Yeah, man.
And then we got, the one who did our amazing intro, my one-time tag team partner, back from my Slam Tag EPW days, Mr. Steve the Turtle Whiner. What's going on, Steve?
Nothing much, Carl. I'm feeling good, although I'm one arm down.
I noticed, man. What happened with that?
Well, as I mentioned earlier today on Facebook, I'll be giving the fans an update. Here's the whole story. Basically, this past Friday, I competed at my home promotion of Northeast Championship Wrestling in Norwood, Massachusetts. My partner, Dick Lane, and myself of the Turtles in Time challenged for the NCW Tag Team Championships against the Mainstay Posse. We were on our way to victory until the Mainstay Posse used a buoy to get themselves disqualified. After the match, they brought me in the ring along with their third member, Alexander Lee, and the best way to put it is they penta my arm.
Oh.
And then they hit me with the buoy. And as you can see, my shoulder and my arm are basically broken. At least that's what I've been told. I am going to see a specialist on Friday, and depending on what he says, I might get a second opinion. I don't know. I'm in a lot of pain when I'm not with a lot of meds that they prescribed to me. I don't know the name of the doctor that gave me this. What you call it?
Sling.
Whoever put this on me is a real amateur.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Doc. But anyhow, basically, I don't know when I'll be back in the ring. But for the time being, I'm out of action. But I got to get well so I can be at my partner's wedding, which happens on October 20th, live in Norwood, Massachusetts. The wedding of Dick Lane and our manager, Princess Pantyhose, Delilah Hayden.
Yeah, you heard that name right.
I gotta catch up.
Okay, rewind. The wedding of my tag team partner, Dick Lane, and Princess Pantyhose Delilah Hayden. And yes, I love pantyhose.
Okay.
All right.
So yes, I'm a one-armed turtle, but I'm so happy to be here tonight because I love podcasts and I love hearing myself talk. It's like a freeform. Is it freeform a TV channel?
Yeah.
It must be. I believe so.
It
I would
is.
have to agree.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
it's brought to
It
you
is.
by Freeform Television. I look forward
It
to
is.
talking about whatever we're going to talk about, so let's get into it. Enough about Steve the Turtle
All right.
All right. Cool.
for now.
Let's get into it.
All right. So yeah, what have you guys been up to as of late?
Well, I'll start. I downloaded that Sonic Mania game.
Okay.
Yo, that game's freaking fire.
Sonic Mania. How is it fire?
No, it's a game. It's like all the old school Sonics just like mashed into one.
Wait, to one big game?
One, yeah.
What
But
was-
it's like you're playing the old.
shoot,
You're
that's
playing
right.
like the old boards, but yet they all have like this new twist on them. So you can play with either Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And, the same. The usual 2D. It's just like the 2Ds like games from back in the day, and it's just. Doug, I heard you. It's only $20 to download.
Really?
Are they the only characters available? Is Princess Sally or Amy or the Walrus in it?
Nah, I haven't came across him yet.
Oh, I love that Walrus.
Yeah, I haven't came across him yet, but yeah, I urge you to get it because it's like it definitely like takes you back.
It makes you want to get it. Now you sold it that they have
Good.
that they have them all like that.
Now, is the gameplay as mediocre as the original Sonic games?
Games were not mediocre. I'm getting
Yeah,
classic.
mediocre. Timing. The timing is why the game matches the timing. Where we're at, the games were dope. I love Sonic.
What's the soundtrack like?
Okay.
Do we get that? Go Knuckles, go Knuckles.
There's some changes to it, but you could tell it's still influenced from the old 2D games as well. So like you get so caught. I remember like I was doing a Q&A with my cousin Jordan for his YouTube channel, and I'm like pausing throughout most of it because I'm playing. We're doing it while he's on his YouTube channel playing. He's streaming. Well, I think he was playing like Call of Duty or something. And I'm like, he's asking me a question, and I'm like, oh snap, yeah, that's right. Yeah, da 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 da. So I'm so big. I was like tuned into playing the game.
Yeah,
like it's definitely worth getting it. $20.
Okay.
What system is that available on?
PS4, Xbox, and Switch.
I never thought I would hear the day where Sonic the Hedgehog could be played on PlayStation 4. My, the world we live in now.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it certainly is.
It's amazing. What about you, man? Well, first of all, Tam Nugent said burn your shirt, and I happen to agree.
No, okay, first of all, if you're listening to this, listen. This is a Roman Reigns shirt, right? Now I want everyone to remember. I want someone to tell me his last bad match. You're watching. Just tell me he doesn't put on bad matches. Roman Reigns does not put on bad matches. Every match he's in is a great match. He's booed because of Daniel Bryan. He was cheered before that immensely. He won Superstar of the Year. He won all this.
No, you notice they're shoving Roman down our throats.
I'm glad you said that. So he's being shoved.
Yeah.
Was Finn Balor being shoved down our throats when he came up?
No.
No.
So let me get it straight.
He had
Finn Balor
one
came
match.
up and got champion.
Actually,
He
he had
one match and then got to a title match and became champion. How about
actually
shoving him down?
he had 3. He had the 4-way to qualify for the match, and then he faced Roman, and then he faced Seth, and then
So
he.
Roman can't kick out of the coup de grace. He can get out of 17 pedigrees and all this, but the coup de grace, he can just gets hit once and he can't win.
Well, mind you, Finn Balor, he had the longest reigning NXT title reign.
Forget that. Come back up here. So Bo Dallas was the first champion. Means nothing. So okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Finn Balor.
NXT means
How about
something.
this? AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I hear complaints about John Cena always kicking out of moves, and I seen someone write it. AJ
Right.
Styles has not yet on the main event been kicked. Has been hit with one move first and not kicked out.
Right.
He's always kicked out. So what's a special move to AJ Styles? It doesn't mean anything. You have to hit him with the special move 17 times. But because people love AJ Styles and the way he fights, and I love AJ Styles because I have an AJ Styles shirt, it's not shoved. But if you don't like the wrestler, you can't relate because Roman Reigns is a big guy who does not that many moves.
Well, I think the reason why people say Roman Reigns is shoved down our throats is it's the Cena problem. It's like like Vince McMahon is deliberately ignoring the crowd reactions. Most of the fans don't like him. They boo him on sight.
But who's the number one seller right now?
Number one seller, I believe it. Isn't it Enzo Amore actually, or is he one of the highest sellers?
He's
one of
sold
the
out.
high-
But the number one seller right now is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns,
Okay.
John Cena, and then for females was Naomi, but she was champion. That makes sense. But as much people and the Miz, right? What did the Miz say? It doesn't help when you boo and cheer him. You know why? Because that makes them think he gets twice the reaction. So guess what? I was at an event, not the last one, the one before that. 10 people bought a Roman Reigns shirt to burn them. Do you think they care?
No.
They were in front of us. I was there. They bought 10 people bought a Roman Reigns shirt to burn. They were going to burn the shirt. You don't care if you burn the shirt.
Yeah.
No, it's like, thank you for your money. Please
Yes.
do what you
Yes.
ow.
Again, if you don't want Roman Reigns to be at the top, I hit his arm. His arm's really hurt. My fault.
Yeah.
If you don't want him to be at the top, you can't tune in. Like they're viewing 3 million that they normally get, but when Roman Reigns on TV, they get 4. So how can you? I know. See, I looked this up. So I make sure I know things when I talk about it. So what happens is, as much as he's being shoved, there's clearly people who get reaction. People watch him lose. They love that.
I think it's more the fact that they miss hearing Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield before his music kicks in.
Yeah.
His theme music is not the same without hearing the squad. Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield. Da 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 da. You see what I'm saying there? Instead of just going, it's like when Ron Simmons stopped saying, "Well, I'll be damned," and he just went to saying, "Damn." It's like when you hear a joke, you get that do 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 ding. You just don't go do ding. You gotta get the do 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 before the ding.
It's Daniel Bryan, and I hate his fans.
You hate Daniel Bryan's fans? Why?
Because they go in the middle of matches and go, yes, when he was fighting, and then if he wasn't fighting, they just ruined matches. They just ruined them. You go back and go. When he was still, before he retired, they ruined matches. They would go in matches and just cheer for Danny Bryan. That's it. It didn't matter if it was two females fighting, they would cheer for him. It's just not. It's not fun to hear Danny Bryan for 3 hours. And I like Danny Bryan. I have nothing against Danny Bryan. And he's gonna come back because I'm pretty sure he's.
Daniel Bryan once went into a hot tub with me and slept at my house.
That's so weird.
Really?
It's on the Wrestling Road Diaries. I should have brought that just because I'll bring it next time because it's worth seeing.
I knew you were friends with Daniel Bryan.
How do you guys feel about Brock Lesnar?
Oh, I love Brock Lesnar. He probably
Brock-
would eat me.
He has like 3 moves. He's a UFC champion. He has 3 moves, and I hate the part-time. I hate the whole part-time.
I'm not enamored with Lesnar anymore.
So I don't understand. Every time he comes here, he has the best matches, right? We can agree. His match with Samoa Joe was amazing. His match with
I believe.
I think the Samoa Joe match could have been better.
Oh, I think a lot of matches can be better, but I'm saying what you thought was going to happen was a lot of people listening to go in and kill Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe did a lot better.
I was expecting the Bell Ring. I expecting Bell Ring Joe lock up with Lesnar, like do elbow, like get an advantage. Lesnar lifts him up, F5. Joe no sells, gets up, goes like, "Are you kidding me?" Running one leg kick sends Lesnar to the outside. Dive for the ropes sends Lesnar to the corner. Ole kick, back end. Everything else happens there. I wanted to see Joe no sell an F5 so bad.
8 of the last 9 Raws.
Yeah.
He's been on 2 of the pay-per-views. Wait, he doesn't fight on him? If he issues that, then you must not like Nakamura because he barely fights on SmackDown.
Oh, speaking of Nakamura, I wanted to ask you guys, what's your opinion about the fans sing along to theme music?
I freaking love it.
I love when they sing along. I love the
especially
chance to
Nakamura.
Kurt Angle. I think that's amazing because they eat it up.
Yeah.
Listen, reaction is all that these people want. They're dying. Big Cass, even though he's hurt, was getting the best reaction last week with the straight boos where he couldn't talk. They love that. If you hate him so much that you won't let him talk, you're gonna keep pushing him. That's why he was on the main show. He went from not the main show before that event to the main show because
Yeah.
My bad. I like Big Cass. His face reminds me of Brian Fury for some reason. He looks like he's basically, if Brian Fury was Shredder, Big Cass is Super Shredder.
Kind of, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean.
I will say, getting back to your earlier question, Adrian, the last bad Roman Reigns match I saw was him versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 33.
Yes, I agree.
In all fairness, though, The Undertaker had a very bad hit.
The Undertaker was the bad part. It wasn't Roman Reigns.
And that's saying,
anything with him. So,
that's saying something because it's where
You
Undertaker.
don't talk about the God amongst men like that.
Listen, I love the Undertaker. Listen, Undertaker. I literally got into a big argument with someone about Undertaker being top 5. Like he said, can't be top 5, and I was like, we can't be friends. Like I'm dead serious that I love the Undertaker. But again,
he definitely is top 5.
He probably should have retired. And again, he probably
should have retired when they did the end of an era. Him and Triple H.
Listen, I like the Triple H match better than the Shawn Michaels match.
Really?
Which Shawn Michaels match and which Triple H, because
first
there are
Shawn
5 of them
Michaels
between
match.
them.
WrestleMania 27?
Yeah, I like the Triple H battle. I think the Triple H battle was way more. I felt like Shawn Michaels. The second Shawn Michaels match was more just like reverse moves a lot. If you look at it, it was more like they're doing this. It wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was great.
First one was amazing. First one was the best WrestleMania match ever.
If you watch the Triple H lead up to it and how he's talking about breaking him, and it's just so you feel like they hate each other. Like Shawn Michaels, I don't think they didn't hate each other. Even though Shawn Michaels was stalking him the second time around, if that was happening the first time, it would have been better. The first sell to me the lead up wasn't great. Like Triple H wanted to destroy the Undertaker so bad. He was talking about it's done. He had a sledgehammer, and then they fought. And I still watched that match. I watched that match with my daughter. Like I feel like he loves the match.
You are pissing a lot
that's the only
of
match
people off right now. Pedro Alvarez is like, what did he just say? Eddie Ortiz.
What up, Pedro? What up, Pedro?
That second Undertaker Triple H match, because we must remember they also fought before that at WrestleMania 17, which I think is a very underrated match.
Oh, yeah.
itself.
That was.
You know
okay, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was
actually
that was a good
match.
one.
I wasn't even counting that. I was talking about the second one. I think I take a lot of the lead up to it. I like storylines, and I feel like a lot of people do not like storylines. I like, even if it's a bad storyline, I follow it. That's why the Big Show match was not good. But what they were trying to accomplish,
that was awful.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
Like the crowd was chanting boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand, but what they were trying to do was show you that Big Cass, under the circumstance with Enzo, Big Show, it does not matter. He's going to overcome it. They're building you to hate him. So a bad match, even then, hates you. I remember Roddy Piper talking about that they would say you don't have to put on the best match if you can get hate. So again, it did what it had to because when Cass was fighting last night before the whole ACL thing, he's getting booed. He's getting completely.
Do we
booed
have an update yet
violence.
on what he has torn possibly?
I haven't heard anything.
I've
think
seen
I
that,
came
seen that replay and that whiplash in his
ACL.
leg was like very freaky, but then it looked like he hurt his other leg at the same time.
This is ACL. At least all the rumors I heard was that, but it's not torn. It's just like it's structural, which means he can only be out for like 2 months instead of a year.
9, yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like it's way like 9 to a year could be 2 months, which is way better. Like the Strowman thing when they released it on purpose that he'd be out for 6 months, but he really never was.
And you know what the
Supposed to be out
sad thing is? That
Yeah.
the only reason that happened is because the whole match was designed to bury Enzo, because apparently Enzo has what is dubbed nuclear heat right now backstage.
Yeah, everybody's pissed off at him.
They
And
keep
I'm
saying
not
that,
sure
they keep
why.
giving him all these prime spots, and he keeps talking on the mic. Yo, his mic talk on SummerSlam was so bad. I was so mad. It was too long. He's just rambling on about it.
Yeah.
They tend to do it because they did the same thing last year. Him and
I know,
Cass,
but
they were
I
on
was just like,
forever.
yo, cut
last.
this off. I was like, yo, I hope Cass comes and kicks him in the face. Like I really the first time I really want Enzo to get kicked in the face. What else happened?
I will admit,
Oh.
when Enzo and Cass were a team, I was begging the full-blooded Italians to show up just because I would have loved to hear, my name is Enzo Amore, etc., and you can't teach that. And this right here is Big Cass, etc., and you can't teach that. And then and this right here, a full-blooded Italian, you can't, because that's what I thought their gimmick was, the new full-blooded Italians.
I didn't even think
Kinda,
about that.
yeah.
I didn't think about that
I
either.
never thought about that.
Well, they're two men from Brooklyn, which is a very Italian-based town. Not to be stereotypical, but when you think of
you're
Brooklyn, it's mostly immigrated by Italians. At least as far as I remember. I am a child of the '80s, so I think of Godfather times, like '70s, '60s. So,
They kind of came up at the wrong time. Also, when they
Seriously?
came up, New Day is the hottest team ever. They got the
Yeah.
96-4 approval rating. That's the highest tag team approval rating ever, higher than the Hardys, higher than the Dudley Boys. Yeah, they have the highest. So their run when they lost, you remember who they lost the titles to the first time?
yes, that was
Usos, wasn't it?
no,
Cesaro and Sheamus?
No,
Prime time
Their
players.
first one.
Primetime players.
Oh,
They
okay.
lost to- Listen, they did that, and it got such bad reaction. And people loved Titus, the Primetime players at the time, but it just didn't do well. Like people wanted New Day; they were still chanting for him. They put it back on them, and they just killed everything they've done. Like everything that the New Day is a part of,
Yeah.
it expands. The reason like them hosting WrestleMania, tuning into that, it just was so big. When Enzo and Cass came up, they were never going to get the titles. So it was like they were supposed to come up to get the titles, but then Enzo got hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And
The
New Day
concussion.
kept getting bigger and bigger, and then now you couldn't find a way to take the titles off of them. Like it became to a point where you're like, who could beat them to take the titles? It was almost like the Shield effect. When the Shield broke up, they had to have someone turn because no
And
one could beat them.
And I'm sure we all were thinking
Yeah.
it was going to be Dean, and it turned out to be Seth.
Everyone was so sure it was going to be Dean, and then Triple H.
I still thought that they could have lasted a little bit longer.
Shield?
Shield.
No,
Yeah.
they could have, but after they destroyed Triple H's whole crew,
Right.
Twice.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
3 times. They beat him in 3 matches.
Three. Where was the second? Where was the
They
third
beat him
one?
in 3 matches, didn't they?
No, they had two. They had that.
They had 2 at an event, and I thought they had 1 on Raw.
I think it was just 2. It was like Extreme Rules, and it was Payback. Yeah.
Yo, someone
Right.
find out.
And,
Yeah, 24.
I thought they fought 3 times. I didn't know. I could be wrong. I thought they did.
No,
but
but-
nonetheless, who was going to step up and beat him? It came to a point where they had to have somebody turn because
No,
they were unbeatable.
definitely. But and
Yeah.
that's one thing too. Triple H has always been like that. When teams are really starting to get hot, they'll break it.
They couldn't
He's-
do it.
or
They
if
were
you
going to break
look- but
Big
if
E
you
before
go-
WrestleMania, and Vince said no. Vince, who hates stables, steps in and says no. He says leave them as they are, and then put them on SmackDown. What they do, they get the titles.
And
But
how
it's
rare
the
is that
Usos.
an actual team stays together when they get moved over to another side of the brand? Because
Yeah, that's
usually,
rare.
usually it's
everything.
what
Yeah.
used to happen back in the days when a team stayed together and they go to another brand is they would be the same for a while, like the Dudleys when they went from Raw to SmackDown, and then they would change up the gimmick a bit. I mean, I don't think you're going to hear anyone have a long discussion about the Dudley phase when they used to just come out as the Dudley and you didn't know which one was going to wrestle in a single match. We're talking about the Paul Heyman short when they were feuding with The Undertaker, which did happen because after WrestleMania 04, I try to forget because it was probably as dark a year as 03 was, which is a whole nother discussion for another time. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's very rare for a team to stay together as exactly they were when they were on the other side of the coin, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, they're exactly like they were on Raw on SmackDown right now, and that's rare.
Oh, yeah,
I'm probably one of the many people who thought that after they lost the belts, sometime after Mania, one of them was going to split somehow. I still
Big
think
E was supposed to, but Vince McMahon said no. He said they.
And I'm still hoping to see Kofi, now that there are 2 world titles again, have 1 world title reign before his time comes.
I think if they're together at the next Money in the Bank, that one of them's gonna win it, and they're gonna. People love that 3-person tag.
It's always
Yeah.
been. It's worked in the '80s with the Freebirds.
Yeah, it's Freebird. But imagine Big E wins it, and then they say, "Well, Kofi can cash in, Xavier can cash in." I feel like they're gonna try to expand it. Like you already had a loss, and I think it keeps you on your toes doing that.
I would
love to see that. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see Xavier run out about to do it, and then Big E, like something happens, and then Big E is the one that actually does it, and you know what I mean. I think it's cool.
I still think before New Day breaks up, we are going to see them versus the Bucks and Omega if they can get to the WWE in time. Just because I think people want to see Xavier Woods and Kenny Omega revive that internet feud they had. Especially if you go back and watch when Consequence Creed and Kenny Omega met in a Japanese coffee house on the internet, which does exist. It's a very famous clip. I seen it on Facebook. Just trust me on this. Apparently, the dynamic those two had, just to what the stuff they can do outside the ring, even before those 2 3-man teams even meet inside the ring. It's money. It's TV rating. It's going to be fantastic.
You think WWE would do that?
No.
Well, no, but
no, I don't. As everything you're
That's
saying
the whole
sounds
thing.
good, but
Will
no.
WWE actually let him do it?
I don't think WWE will ever do that.
Well,
it'd be like actually getting Ric Flair when Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Barry Windham were all in WWF and forming the 4 Horsemen. Then in the
Nah, they couldn't have
in the
done that.
90s, that would have been amazing. Imagine the Horsemen with Vince McMahon backing them up. Imagine what they could have done. That's when Flair Hogan should have happened. That if they didn't go with Warrior Hogan, that would have been WrestleMania 6. Hogan
Possibly.
taking the belt back from Flair if he wasn't going to what movie he was filming, whatever, when he did the whole
Was it
earthquake.
Suburban Commando?
yeah. Now,
like $5 million.
now speaking of Kenny Omega, have you guys seen the any matches from the G1 Climax tournament?
I
27?
saw like the first few days. I actually am on the New Japan app.
They got an
I
app?
really wish they got to make an American version.
Like I have the channel. Like boy, I have it on. Do you guys have on Cox Cable? And for the last month, I mean, the last 6 weeks, it's been free.
Yeah.
Like, you can watch it. Like I've been trying.
I don't
to
have
watch
cable.
It.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
you're not
I'm
gonna
looking
watch
at the
it.
internet
Well,
right
I
now.
did, like I said,
New Japan World, by the way, people, for fans that don't know what we're referring to, New Japan has their own on-demand service, but it's only available in a Japanese style, but it does have an English base there, but it's still something that needs to be worked on. Like, it needs to have its own, like, Americanized app over here. I'm still waiting for it to be available on PlayStation 4 because it's very hard to, like, wake up in the middle of the night and watch all this stuff. I did check out the conclusion. I thought it was going to be Kenny and Ibushi in the finals. I do think they're building towards them facing off at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
I understand why they put NATO over. I believe that was the right choice.
Yep.
I'm because figure it this way, even though Kenny didn't win it a second year in a row, he's the first Gaijin. Is that how you say it? Gaijin?
Yep.
Non-Japanese wrestler and first Canadian never say he made it to the finals twice. He's also the inaugural IWGP United States champion. So the fact that champion has
Isaiah
made it to
Thomas was just traded.
We'll get to that in a second.
I just got it. Isaiah Thomas was just traded.
The fact that that's the first ever United States champion of the IWGP had made it to the finals of the biggest tournament in pro wrestling. It says something. That makes the title even more meaningful, even though it hasn't been defended yet.
Oh, yeah.
So the way I see it, Kenny Omega came out even stronger with a loss. It would have been nice to see him versus Omega. Omega. And I'm drawing a blank here. Okada 4.
Yeah.
This is what happens when 2 men have the same last name have last names both with the first same letter in the alphabet. But my point is that when Omega won his match the night before, beating Okada, I knew it was going to be NATO.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie Ortiz on the Facebook Live says WWE would ruin the Bucks and Omega. They would censor. They would be censored and not allow them to do anything fun or outside of the ring.
You know, I will say I agree with that statement because like nowadays with the wrestling business being what it is, you can make it on the independent circuit or Japan, and you don't really need WWE to have a sizable living anymore.
No, you don't.
I still think
What's makeable?
I really think that Kenny Omega is too good for WWE programming. If you want my honest opinion, I don't see him. I don't see Vince McMahon really handling him right. Maybe on NXT, yeah, but on the main roster, he'll be another face in the crowd.
Perfectly correct.
Well, yeah.
How about Nakamura?
We'll get into that.
What is
We'll get
wrong
into that in a
with
bit.
Nakamura? He's got the biggest following. He wins every match
No,
but one,
I-
and that's because gender has to. I have another question. Oh, I can't wait to ask
Well,
a gender question.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. But
What team was Isaiah Thomas on, and what did he just get traded
Celtics,
to?
and he got
Celtics,
traded
he got
to the
traded to the
Cavs.
Cavs.
And basically, it's a big thing because the Celtics are getting a top 5 point guard in Kyrie Irving. Isaiah Thomas is not a top 5 point guard because he doesn't play any type of defense and he's too small. He's going to make $40 million next year. The issue is that Kyrie doesn't want to be with the Celtics. So he's going to stay there for 2 years and leave because he already said he has a list of people he wants to go to. And the Celtics were not on it. And when they asked him about it, he said, I told you. He's like, you heard the list. So I don't know exactly what Danny Ainge is doing. I'm not a Celtics fan, so I hope they lose anyways. I don't care.
yeah,
All right, we gotta get.
Like I said, I gotta. Go ahead.
You got-
but yeah, like I was saying, with Omega, I don't see him being utilized to his full potential in WWE. But I was gonna say that with the G1 Climax, his match with Naito in the finals was phenomenal.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Definitely.
I want to point this out.
Yeah.
The way I look at New Japan, if WWE is the world leader in professional wrestling, in my opinion, that makes New Japan the Olympics because the kind of wrestling you would get at New Japan, and this also used to portray to All Japan and Noah when they were in their golden age, I guess, because New Japan has multiple golden ages. It's got version 2, version 3. I think we're on like version 4 or 5 now of the golden age of New Japan. But the wrestling there is like top notch, like everything. I'm not a star, I'm not a rating person, but it's like if I was, that's 4 to 4.55 star matches all the time, and you're guaranteed one each match at least, and that's at least. I mean, like the and especially the G1. Their poetry. I mean, like some of the best matches I've ever seen have come from the G1 Climax.
Now, do you think WWE is trying to get to that point? You know, with the Cruiserweight Classic, which was fire.
Absolutely, I think they botched the division.
The England Championship, and then now the Mae Young Classic that's coming up.
Man, listen.
Speaking of which, I think the
Watch
first
the
four.
Mae Young Classic. I'm telling everybody right now, it's going. They have people that you've never heard of. I was watching it the other day. Like not the actual classic, like them talking about people coming up. Please watch it. I want them to continuously do this, so they definitely need the ratings for this because they are paying these girls, like they are giving them money, so they need us to tune in and watch it. Just watch it; it's going to be good. If you didn't watch the Cruiserweight Classic, that was absolutely fire. I don't know how WWE put on so many great matches for so long with that, but it was amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, I would love to see a New England Classic one day.
That would be so dope.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
That would be.
I would go. Oh, I would go to that.
And also for the G1 Climax 27, there are 4 matches I do recommend people checking out. People should definitely check out the final between Naito and Omega, as well as Okada versus Omega Part 3, which to me is like that's like the Return of the Jedi of their 3 matches.
You don't have to watch the first 2 matches.
Oh no,
yeah,
but I recommend. I mean, like,
no, they're good, but they're not like.
I believe all 3 combined. That's 2 hours of pro wrestling pureness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also Naito versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. That was an excellent match. And Michael Elgin versus Kenny Omega as well.
And there were a lot of upsets this year in the G1 as well.
So wait, can I ask the gender question?
Oh wait, and also there's one match I'd like to. I think you can add to that
I got
list.
a question.
Okada versus Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki, the third.
Oh yeah,
it's been years since we've seen a time limit draw in the G1, and we actually saw one this year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was flabbergasted. I never thought anyone would ever
ready?
make it to 30 minutes again.
All right, what's the gender question?
So everybody wants somebody new to be champion. Everyone hates when we get the same champions.
Right.
They give you gender, which no one's seen, not even Vegas. You could have, if you bet on him that day, you got 10-1 on your money. You could actually bet. Vegas, no one knew he was going to be champion. Everyone thought he was going to fight Randy Orton. Randy Orton was going to win.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. He gets champion, right? He does what heels do. He uses the sing brother because that's what heels do, unless you're Brock Lesnar. He's the only person who doesn't need to cheat to win.
And Great Khali.
And he used it. Yep, and he used a Great Khali.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, no, we want someone else new. So the issue isn't that you want someone new. It's you want someone specific. You want your decision. You want Kevin Owens to be champion for 10 years. Because gender moving up, and I don't care if it's a WWE base or this base, he gets hate. He was sold out. He sells stuff. He fights. Is he the best fighter? No. But how many best fighters are there in WWE? Like, tell me, like the Randy Orton isn't the best fighter. So you understand what I mean? The best fighters are probably AJ Styles,
Nakamura.
After
After the freaking the SummerSlam pre-show, the Usos and New Day.
Facts. Okay.
All right.
So you got moves, right? I can give you 15. They have a roster of 90 people. So you're never going. These best fighters still don't You have to bring everything to the table in WWE. That's what I say. Like, this whole purist thing, it's only a purist if you like them. Because there's other good fighters who don't get pushes that no one cares about. So I have a wrestling group where people just complain. I'm telling you right now, they make posts complaining every week. They still tune in. Right. They still watch it. They still know Roman Reigns is probably going to win. They still know John Cena probably going to win. They watch it. They win. They complain. And then they rewatch it. And then they compare it to something else. But AJ Styles can be killed in a match. Literally destroyed by John Cena. Get out of 3 AAs and win a match. And there's no complaints. AJ Styles...
and let's not forget, AJ Styles basically broke SummerSlam last year. Yeah. Because his match happened during like the first half of the card, and then
the one with Cena, right?
Yeah, and you notice how the crowd after that was so like it's like basically you're having sex, you had the best orgasm of your life, and your honey's like, "Come on, baby, let's go." Oh, not to...
Okay, so
it's a good example. It's a good example. It's a good example.
Pre-shows, they're gonna have more bigger matches on pre-shows too. I was reading that they want people to tune into pre-shows. They want people to be inside.
Yeah.
So that's why you got.
Yeah, but that Usos and New Day should not have been on a pre-show.
But
it really should.
That was a main show caliber match.
The best thing is now you'll never want to miss a pre-show because of that, and they're gonna do that because of the fact that they want. Because me, I'll never. The fact that I almost missed that match, I would have destroyed myself. Just seeing it was trending. There was SummerSlam trending, and then it was New Day versus Uso trending second. That's crazy because SummerSlam had everyone using that, and that was trending second worldwide because it was that good of a match. It was that crazy, and for the Usos to win, which was an upset. Again, another match.
I wasn't upset.
It was an upset. It was supposed to be. Again, I was like, yo, they just crowned New Day. So I'm thinking Usos can't win, even though I want Usos to win, and New Day's my favorite, but I wanted Usos to win so they would continue for another 2 months. But I think that this can go on. This could be a war. I'm okay with title changes on SmackDown. I think what they're doing is great. It's building Xavier, first of all. He's now fighting a lot more, and it shows you that he can fight. And it's Kofi, great. Big E, great. And it builds the Usos, too, who were in bad battles with Breezango and all this. It just shows you that they can be top caliber. And I love seeing them go, and I love seeing them fight. I'm hoping that they fight. But then they don't have to defend their title technically again until October.
Well, here's a question.
Yeah.
Now that the New Day and Usos have had and clearly New Day will get their rematch clause. If they do not win the belts back, who's next for the Usos? I mean, who's left on the SmackDown tag team division?
Yeah.
Who would be next?
I mean, with all due respect to Breezango, we've seen that. I mean, like, who?
You right.
Who's? I can't believe I'm saying. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I'm trying, and I don't even know how the tag.
They may have to bring up somebody from NXT. They're probably going to bring up the Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain, but the issue
I
is
love the Authors of
Vince
Pain.
like sending everyone to Raw, so it's hard for them to bring people to people need to go to SmackDown. Okay, nonetheless, the overall they just put Cena now on Raw, so you got your two highest selling people on the same thing.
Right.
And you get what I'm saying? Yesterday, Raw is the first time that it hit 4.5 million was at the last hour because you had Cena and whatever. You had The Miz. He just dropped a pipe bomb, which was a pipe bomb off script. He said a lot of things that had people looking around like, I don't know if you're supposed to say that or not. So it was pretty cool.
I loved it.
I loved everything he said. But the fact is, they want do you think that makes Cena or Roman mad if they say, why are you doing? Like, they love that because it just makes people watch it. And that's the best. I think Miz is so good on the mic, and he's right. Why did he not get to defend his title? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Well,
He should've Jason Jordan.
There is a huge history of the Intercontinental Championship not being defended at SummerSlam in recent years, which is a travesty because it used to be one of the most. It still is like the most sought after championship. If you told me years ago that someone else could possibly surpass Chris Jericho's 9-time reign,
Miz had the greatest.
I would call you a liar. But the fact that the Miz could be possibly the first person to be saying he's a 10-time Intercontinental champion, even though he's only at 7.
Absolutely.
It's
and
I hope we do see 10 times sometime.
Yeah, but he did save the title when he was defending it, when he came back and he won it, when he was beating everybody, when he beat AJ Styles, when he beat Kevin Owens, when he was running on the 4-way. He was saving it. I don't know why The Miz isn't fighting right now with the title. I don't understand why. Him and Jason Jordan, to me, was good TV. I thought it'd be good. It's basically him against management again. Just Jason Jordan. I don't understand. Jason Jordan can wrestle, so I don't know why they kind of.
I'm sure it's coming.
What's going on, Kyle? The hater has arrived.
What's good, Kyle?
Speaking of people not going to
Brian.
SmackDown, though, and going to Raw, I should probably mention there's a rumor tonight of 1 or 2 people possibly debuting on SmackDown.
Bobby Roode is going to be a glorious day tonight.
And let's not forget the possible return of Shelton Benjamin.
That's what I want.
I don't think he's coming tonight, though. I don't think
He
he's coming
has
tonight.
been spotted in New York. It's been reported that
he just signed his contract, but I don't know anyone that signs it. He might be the first, but I don't know anyone that he just signed it like Friday. I don't think it'll be a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Usually they make you wait, go to training, do. I mean, like it's usually you wait a week. But if he is,
That'll be great. TV.
yeah, I would love to see him.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
There's
personally
so
hope
many cats
that
I would
the
love to see
Authors
AJ
of Pain are going to SmackDown. I'm praying that they go to SmackDown, but the problem is
Here's
that
a question:
they're
Will
heels.
Will
So
Paul
why would they
Ellering
to
go with
SmackDown
him?
right now if the champions?
I
they're
mean,
gonna go for
he
the
is,
titles.
it's a
Yeah.
good question because, with all due respect to Paul Ellering, he is long in the tooth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old.
You know, that's it.
I don't know if he.
Right.
I don't know if he could go Ric Flair and like travel still. And that's not to say he can't. I just don't know if he would be willing to go that kind of.
That's
travel.
all up to. That's all on him.
And I love Paul Ellering. I think he's one of the greatest managers of all time.
He definitely is. Definitely is. I probably would. I would consider him top 5 managers of all time. Paul Ellering.
Oh yeah, okay. Listen, I'm sorry.
If you ever told me that Paul Ellering would be a perfect manager for someone outside the Road Warriors, I would call you a liar. And no, do not even suggest DOA. With all due respect, there's no comparison there. DOA, you know.
They remind me of the Road Warriors. I know it's not them.
No.
But I get that Road Warrior feel when I watch them.
I honestly think of
thinking the same
the Hit
thing.
Squad when I think of the Authors of Pain.
Now, speaking of the Authors of Pain, like you guys have watched a Takeover, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about Sanity winning the NXT Tag Team
listen.
Oh,
I
I loved it.
Championships?
I loved it.
The match was dope.
The match
was.
was dope.
dope.
The match was
Yeah.
dope.
I was like,
But
Let's
the match was
talk- let's
amazing.
talk-
But
let's
if
talk
that
about it.
happened on WWE the same way,
Yeah.
Brian, who's watching right now, would be complaining right now. Because people interfered, they jumped, and they didn't sell at the end. The finisher, he got thrown out the ring, he slammed himself. He wasn't really hurt. He got someone jump into him. He hit a table, but they fought for 3 or 4 more minutes after.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if the same things happened on WWE, people complain. I don't understand why. It was a great match. It was a great match.
was.
Who cares if it interfered? It's supposed to be
And
good.
I love
It's okay.
this moment. Ow! I love the moment when Alexander Wolf, that's his name,
Red
Dragons.
went to tag in Killian Dane, and then Eric Young got on the apron, and because no tag had been made yet, he basically
That was
swapped.
dope.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
That
That's
was
never
dope.
happened before.
It was.
Oh, wait. Xavier was the main guy in the New Day match, but Big E got pinned. Are they going to talk about that tonight?
That's a good question.
That
you did post that up.
I
You
posted
post that
it.
up on the thread.
Yeah, and we can see what's going on. Xavier was the main guy in the match. Big E comes in.
legal man.
Xavier gets thrown. Yeah, he was a legal guy. He was a legal man.
Yep.
Big E's the one that got pinned. He's the one that got pinned.
Yeah.
Do you think it was just a botch? The ref messed up, or do you think they're gonna tonight bring it up?
You know,
It's possible.
He's
It'll make
tuning
for a
in
good,
SmackDown at 8 p.m.
angle. It'll
It
make
would
for a good angle. If it
to keep them
continue.
going because the Usos are gonna say, "We beat you twice now, 2 weeks in a row. We beat both of your teams.
Yeah.
Even though you get a rematch, we don't need to deal with you right now." I'm hoping they bring it up. I'm hoping it's an angle. I'm hoping that Xavier and them come out and say, "Hey, it was the ref messed up again, and they have to have another match." Especially
And
in
what
Brooklyn.
what kind of entrance gear is Sasha Banks wearing to the ring? I don't
Listen,
even know
when
what
your
that-
Adam
husband,
Cole,
when your
baby.
husband,
Yes.
when your husband is a seamstress, you can be extra.
Yeah, oh yeah, facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
she's
You
a-
can be
Hello,
extra.
Makazi. We miss you.
I mean,
That's right. You're cool with Makazi too, right?
Yeah, and Banks. Sasha Banks loves to share my animal videos that I post on Facebook. The cute dogs and
The ones I never pay attention to.
absolutely. I don't own pets, but that's
Yeah.
the closest to pets I get when I actually post those videos. Because who wouldn't want to hold a puppy like that? Or like go to bed on like one of those giant 3 people bean bags with like surrounding with golden retrievers.
well, I really did like Sasha Banks' golden hand fan / peacock entrance attire.
That's what
That
I was
really
asking.
cool.
What's that supposed to be?
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
like that she now I'm a big Bliss person. But I like that Sasha won in Brooklyn as she
Yeah.
hasn't
Well,
won
let's-
in
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
because it broke the
talk
curse.
about-
It broke the curse. I
broke
feel
the
like
curse.
a lot of times people are too not following the storyline that she can't win in Brooklyn.
Well, let's
Why
see if
not
she makes
do
her
that?
defense, her first successful defense ever next week on Raw. When
Yeah,
she,
I like that they brought that up. I hope she loses only because I think that should be a storyline built into her winning it or her defending it at Survivor Series and winning against somebody.
Yeah.
I do believe eventually, no matter what, Nia Jax will be champion.
Oh, yeah.
Will
I'm
be
guaranteed by
for
the
a
end of the
long-
year.
Yeah, and will be for a long time. It will be for
Yeah.
4 to 5 months of her dominating.
Yeah, 'cause I kinda
They're
feel like
building her, even though she's losing now, to build her when she lasted 30 minutes in the match.
So what do you guys
28 minutes.
do? You think that Emma versus Nia Jax match was thrown together at the last minute because of what happened with Big Cass?
Probably.
Possibly.
I mean, it's a possibility, but then
I mean, if
again,
you look-
Emma's been talking about Nia Jax on Twitter. She's been talking about that. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it could have just been.
Yeah, they really should send Emma back to NXT because the main roster is not doing her any
My bad,
favors.
Congo. Yo, my bad,
There-
Congo.
there is.
Shout out
Because-
to Wild Man Congo. He's watching right now.
Hello, Congos. I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a rumor that it's because NXT is its own brand. They have been considering bringing people back to NXT that they're not using on the main roster. So they're
Dolph.
Yeah.
like back
Well,
in the
no,
day.
Dolph is having a. See, people forget. Dolph first took his 2-week vacation that he had, and then they just had nothing for him. It's the same thing with Cody Rhodes. Remember when Cody?
I don't want to get
Cody
off
Rhodes was-
Brooklyn just yet because there's
Oh, yeah,
like
go,
several
go.
other matches.
No,
Like,
you're right. I was gonna say something
let's
before
go
he
back
left.
before
Yeah.
the Sanity match. We also had that great opening between.
That was a
Oh,
good open.
John-
I was Android against Johnny Gargano.
Yes,
That
and
was
the-
amazing.
That,
Dude,
that
it's good.
conclusion.
Listen.
That conclusion was genius.
Listen, that was a really. I was not expecting the match to be
Me neither.
that fire. Like, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I just thought it'd be good. I didn't think it would be that fire. That was a great opening. I love opening matches that set the tone. I don't
Yeah.
think every match after has to equal to it. I just love that now the crowd's into it, you're into it, which I also think makes matches that are subpar a little better because you're already into just good wrestling.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was a great opening.
And then
I thought
we-
it was a great ending with the shirt. I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
It was a
that
DIY shirt.
Yeah.
It shows that
Threw it in, and
it's-
of course he caught it, so he looked at it, and he just you would
freaked-
do that in real life. Like he caught it, you definitely be like,
You're
what's
like, what the
happening?
hell is this?
He turned around, boom, kick, boom.
But
Yeah.
at,
That's
the,
amazing.
at the same time, wouldn't throwing a shirt in constitute like throwing in the towel because it's like
Yeah,
the same thing? So,
SmackDown's coming on. Let's get it.
so there's an argument there that she could have. I'm surprised no one's brought that up yet. That could have basically been the equivalent of throwing in the towel. So technically, Gargano could have won.
Oh, that's,
And I-
that's a good
She
point.
was throwing it to get his attention.
I know that,
Yeah.
but like if the referee paid attention, that's the equivalent of throwing in the towel. But
Yeah.
at the, I would
Now,
like-
last time I saw a towel get
It
thrown
showed-
into the
the
ring
thing
was
I like about
Bret Hart,
the-
Bret Hart and Bob Backlund.
Oh yeah.
yeah. But let me
I
just
mean,
say,
little kids hated Bob Backlund.
oh, so did I.
Yeah.
But
Oh man,
let me just say,
Hart's
it was a
my
great
favorite.
finish, and it shows that while Gargano says he's moved on from DIY, I guess that's not the case. And then
Exactly.
we had Sanity winning the tag team championships against the Offers of Pain, and then we had the debut of, even though they weren't acknowledged as it on WWE, even
sure.
they after both of them failed to defeat Aleister Black on recent episodes of NXT, the team now we know as Red Dragon finally debuted in NXT. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Yep.
that was good.
They put the whooping on Sanity post
Yeah, they
match.
They beat them both. They kicked Arthur
Yeah.
Fan out the ring. Listen, what was the match after Sanity?
Oh, how come?
Oscar and Ember Moon.
no, Alice-
it was
that
Hideo.
match was, listen, that's
Yeah.
underrated. I watched that twice today.
What, Oscar and
Oh,
No.
Alistair
Hideo-
Black versus Hideo
Alistair
Itami.
Black.
That was crazy. The
Well, I
sequence of them
rated it
just
4
going-
star. I rated every single match with stars. I was a 4-star match. As a matter of
listen.
fact,
Oh,
no
you-
match.
Yeah, yeah. It
No
was-
match
that
on
was
NXT Brooklyn
them
this
off
year
each
got
other,
less
hitting
than
each other,
4.
sitting
And
down,
let's-
flipping. The kick was so the blackout was so perfectly placed on his face. I just watched that
Fade
match
to Black,
twice
I think
today.
it's called.
Yeah, it's Fade to Black, not blackout.
Blackout is what used to be known as the curve stomp that Seth Rollins used. But quick shout out as well. How about the 4-man teams we got for those 2 matches that we were talking about? The tag title match, Corey Graves hopping on commentary. And of course, Jim Ross being on commentary for that Aleister Black Hideo Itami match, featuring the first time that Mauro Ranallo and JR called a match together, if I'm not mistaken.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love them
want
two
JR
together.
to call every match. So.
Yeah. Like-
JR has a warm spot in every wrestling
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
spot.
I want
Yeah.
him to call every match. I want him to call this one.
Yeah.
Mauro Ranallo or JR?
I mean,
I didn't know. I know JR, absolutely.
yeah. I really
It'll
would.
be a sad day when JR leaves this world because his voice is so synonymous. The way he used, like I felt JR before he started swearing in 2003 because I liked it when JR had this clean mouth that he was like the Gordon Soley where he apologized
Yeah.
for foul language and then he all of a sudden started saying bastard and then like this. It's like it felt forced. It felt like someone was screaming in his ear. I want you to say that. It's like someone dropped.
He said that's how he really is, though. He was actually being nice with them telling him he couldn't do stuff. If you read it, like I read his book.
But
Now-
back to that Aleister,
Wait.
Aleister Black Hideo Itami
Yeah.
match. That was probably one of the stiffest matches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now, I really hope that Hideo Itami manages to continue finding his footing because, like, he's had
getting hurt.
he's had an injury-plagued 3 years since he came to
He
NXT
should
in
already, he should
2014.
already be on WWE's roster.
Yeah.
He has a following like Naka. Like I'm not kidding. Like you
Absolutely.
can bring him up. He just gets hurt. Thanks, Anthony. He just gets hurt. He just gets hurt too much. Like, look at the Revival. They've been on Raw. They've been hurt twice now in a month and a half. That's why they didn't fight at SummerSlam. He got hurt the week of just them running into each other. He hurt his ankle. So these injuries that these wrestlers are getting, I don't know if they're not stretching right. I don't know what's happening, but it's really hurting them. And think about this: if who the hell got hurt?
Well, speaking of
Fandango, he got a concussion. He would have been Intercontinental Champion before he got a concussion. Then he got that was years ago. That was 2 years ago. He got a concussion. Done. You look at their jokes now on SmackDown. I can't remember their names. Oh my god. And they want to be the Legion of Doom. Oh my god.
Ascension.
Ascension.
They would have been champion.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. These injuries really can change your whole. Like, they were going to be champion. They were going to go through Enzo with them. Enzo and them get hurt. They would have been battling. It's just injuries, and that's why a lot of them fight through injuries because they have a plan. And they're like, well, if you can't fight, we're going to just change the injury. We're just going to do things. And they're like,
well, speaking of injuries, we should probably talk about the co-main event of NXT Brooklyn because of what happened. What we learned came out of that. Asuka versus Ember Moon.
Yeah, my heart's broken.
I thought Ember was going to win.
That's what really sucks.
And then finding out that Asuka broke her collarbone in that match and finished the match.
Super over. They're dumb over right now.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Breezango?
Oh, yeah.
They're so over that they're going to be able to do that forever. It was.
SmackDown's out.
Yeah. Now, I will say that, like, with Ember Moon, she earned that standing ovation post-match.
Oh, yeah. She did.
So
Ember Moon's a beast.
Yeah, but here's the question. How does Ember come back from this? Do you think she'll eventually be the one to defeat Asuka, or do you think someone else will?
Ziggler's getting repackaged.
Do you think someone else will come along and defeat Asuka? Or
You know,
do you think they'll actually strip Asuka of the belts and she'll be out of action for at least 2 months with the collarbone injury she suffered?
I think,
Which would be very stupid.
yeah, I think ultimately the person who will defeat Asuka will be the winner of the Mae Young Classic.
So Shayna,
I think so
That's
too.
possible.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I
Who
think
would it be?
that-
I don't know.
I think
I'm
that
personally going
is
for Marty
the
Bell.
best way for them to keep, like, you going back and looking at
I'm
the
rooting for the
process.
lady that
Yeah.
used to be known as
So I
Kimberly.
think that's a great. I'm hoping, no matter who, even if I don't like them, I'm hoping
Yeah.
it's them because it will make you tune in and be like, who is this person? Go watch the
I'm not
classic,
sure who
go
she's-
watch the matches,
who she's known as
and do
now
that. I
in
hope
WWE.
that's the person that beats. I hope it's not just anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it's just not somebody that just kind of has a little hot. Because if you win the classic, you went through all these females. I think that would be the best if she's celebrating and Asuka attacks her, or vice versa. She goes in and tries to make a name for herself, or they might do the Paige thing and let her just come up without ever losing, and then make her undefeated on.
My heart
Yeah.
breaks for Paige. I hope she's in a better place mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, she was so over when she.
No,
Yeah.
before she left, she wasn't that over.
No, but when she debuted.
Oh, when she
Oh, but she beat.
But she
Yeah.
was lazy. You seen her? She was lazy, gaining weight. She wasn't putting on all those good. No, she just stopped caring. I don't know what happened to her. She. They gave her the title twice early. They really were trying to make her something. She's lazy though. I like Paige, but she's just lazy. Like, she's just lazy. She's crazy, and she's with Alberto Del Rio. They're having domestic violence issues. Like, it's just.
Well, on a happier note, how about the main event of NXT Brooklyn, the one match we haven't talked about yet? The glorious Bobby Roode against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre trying to become the first WWE superstar to have held WWE Go to then win the NXT Championship, because up until this point in time, no wrestler has ever been a champion in WWE before winning the NXT Championship, except Drew McIntyre has.
That is true.
And
That is true. He was
he was,
Intercontinental title.
he was a two-time Intercontinental Champion and a
Right.
former tag team champion with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, 'cause he didn't win it. He didn't
He's
win
a
a belt
damn
with
good
Drew.
wrestler. I like him.
He is.
I'm so happy he's back.
Another
I
person
hope.
who was lazy when the first run was going, they had Vince behind him, and he was another person who didn't take it seriously. Threw him in 3MB. I'm so happy that he took the 2 years off. And
I would like
Yeah.
to see if they keep
There's
the,
only, there's only one more.
I would like to see
one
Drew-
more person in from 3MB who doesn't have a title.
Slater.
He's like, well, he did.
Heath Slater's the only one.
But he was the first one.
He was
Am I the only one that won?
Three, he was the first one to get the push. He got the tag team. He beat Seth Rollins. Remember when they huge upset? He beat Seth Rollins on Raw, and then that was one time. And then he got the tag team title with Rhino. I mean, they've all, even though Heath Slater's back, not at the bottom, I'll say, but he's not where he was.
Yeah.
He was the first of the 3 to actually be treated like a normal wrestler. And then, of course, Jinder is the king of the world right now.
I'd like to see Drew McIntyre face Jinder, honestly.
Yeah.
I think, listen,
That would be
think
good.
when Jinder eventually loses the title, which everyone thought was going to be the Nakamura, everyone was so sure he was going to
I knew it wasn't going to happen.
No,
I
thought
said the best thing for WWE here now is for Jinder to win, because it keeps it going. It keeps knocking out. You finally get to see his reaction from a loss. You get to see the fans now hate Jinder even more. That's what you want. You want to hear. You want to hear who can't be cheered.
Here, the thing about Jinder is that in the ring he's not very good. I mean, and the thing is, like, Jinder Mahal, he's not a credible champion at all, because you mean to tell me that he's been a jobber throughout his whole career, but then 2 months when he gets back this year, he goes to SmackDown, and all of a sudden he's a main eventer.
That's why he gets a comparison with JBL.
It's a JBL treatment. JBL was a trash champion, and he was a trash heel. Jinder Mahal
He's a great heel, though.
Like-
Jinder Mahal gets hate.
The
He
problem
gets
I had,
legit hate.
the problem I had with
Yeah.
He gets
JBL,
hate because
JBL
nobody wanted
wasn't-
him as champ.
Yeah, he's not credible.
What I'm saying is, you watch, like, when I went to SmackDown and I see those people standing up, screaming at him while he's speaking in India,
Punjabi.
in Punjabi.
Yeah.
That's what they want. Like, do I think he can be better? I don't think he's the worst wrestler. Clearly, he can be better.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, JBL was bad. To me, JBL was just a bad champion the whole time. To me, Jinder sells what he's doing. Like, he's a bad guy who uses his friends to win, which he acknowledges.
Well, the problem
but
I
in the
had-
end, I do the work. I make the pins. When he does lose, I actually hope it's not to Nakamura. I hope it's to somebody else coming up or someone else doing something a little different than that. But it might be Nakamura.
Well, quickly, I just want to make two things. I think the problem with JBL is that, like me, I always pictured him as the second coming of Stan Hansen, and then the next week he became the second coming of Teddy DiBiase. And the second thing, Adam Cole, baby! After
Yes.
that Drew McIntyre match, how about the debut?
excited, but I
Adam
just
Cole!
Yes.
I don't even know where to begin who I want to see him in matches with.
Oh, the ROH invasion of NXT.
I have a feeling they're going to be called Honor Bound.
Yeah.
That's a good name for them. If they're going to do something with the company Ring of Honor, the name of their stable after, the first name I could think of is Honor Bound. I don't know why. I don't think that's going to be it.
Probably not, but
No, because it's on a Brown. It sounds like you're going back there, so I'll say no.
yeah.
I would say this based off the name. It sounds like you're going back to Ring of Honor. So.
No, but Adam Cole, the reports I've been reading is that Adam Cole's debut has been well received by everyone, both fans-wise, clearly, and, of course, people backstage. In fact, he was very well welcomed in the back when SummerSlam was going on. I mean, he's that... people are looking very forward to seeing what he does now that he's a part of WWE.
I definitely am too. Like,
mean,
who do I want to see him?
Now,
Who do
for
I
me-
want to see him? Obviously, Drew McIntyre. I would have liked to see him against Bobby Roode. There's I don't even know where to begin. Who I want to see him go against, but I know I'm guaranteed like 4 or 5 star quality matches.
Oh, of course.
with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I hope he's in NXT for like at least a year though.
Do you think NXT will ever introduce a secondary championship?
I wish
I
they
want
would.
them to. I want them to bring back the
Triple
TV
H
title.
is against it.
I want it to be the NXT European
They
Championship.
don't. Triple H is against it, so
Oh.
it won't happen. He doesn't want another title. He wants one
Yeah,
title
and
that you are aiming for.
And NXT is his.
WWE. Because in WWE, he's like, I don't want people to be happy about another champion. I want you to be happy about one champion that we're eventually going to move up. Which makes way more sense than what if you liked their Intercontinental Champion better than their regular champion? You know what I'm saying? Like, it hurts.
But-
He should be champion. He gets moved up. It's just weird because randomly they can bring people up who want champion. They want you to know the bar is right now Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Roode, like, boom. He's going. He's leaving up.
Yeah, but in all fairness, when it comes to the SmackDown Championships at SummerSlam, I think more people were excited about the U.S. Championship match than the WWE Championship match.
Oh yeah, they were.
Exciting.
AJ Styles against Kevin Owens.
With Shane McMahon as a special guest
I
referee.
wouldn't
And I'm
agree with
looking
that.
very forward to seeing
I wouldn't
what
agree with that.
becomes of the Kevin Owens Shane McMahon situation.
And I would want to see that match, but you see Nakamura in any match, and when he's fighting for a title that people are so sure he's going to win, I think there was way more anticipation watching that match than watching a match that you 100% knew AJ Styles was going to win.
I was hoping
You know what I
Nakamura.
mean? That's what I mean. No matter what the match was,
I want
AJ Styles was going to lose the match.
I want
Shane McMahon
Nakamura
there.
to win the belt at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. I want AJ to apparently win the belt somehow before WrestleMania because the plan apparently
I don't
is
want AJ
for
Styles
AJ
to
to
win.
to face Nakamura for the WWE Championship
Let's
at WrestleMania.
Let's stick to that plan. That's what I want.
I want to see that, but I just
I
don't
want
to see it now. I just don't think we need to see that
WrestleMania
now.
to still be the place where the first time champions are crowned, like when Seth Rollins won at WrestleMania 31.
Right.
That was the inauguration of a new breed. That we don't get that. It took many years after Rey Mysterio won the world title for the first time for someone to say they won their first heavyweight championship at WrestleMania. You can actually go back and watch the What Culture channel for WWE, and you can watch their 10 facts, and you can learn that.
Wasn't Daniel Bryan one of them?
It froze. Everyone
No,
kept saying it
Daniel
froze.
Bryan.
a lot of-
Daniel Bryan won the world
Oh,
championship at TLC, and then he won the WWE championship at SummerSlam, and then
So he was
and then,
three-time badass.
and then he won it. He won it for a night at the next pay per view because that's
Then
when
he said
Randy
he
cashed
cheated.
in,
Oh, yeah.
and then
no,
then
that's
then he won his fourth and final one at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Or fifth if you count the Ring of Honor World Championship. So he's a 5-time world champion.
I don't know. Ring of Honor Championship.
I do. I count any championship that's considered a world-class championship. Like Brock Lesnar, I consider
WWE does
Brock Lesnar an
Doesn't count.
8-time heavyweight champion because he's won 5 in the WWE. He's won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He's an NCAA Heavyweight Champion. And, of course, he's a UFC Heavyweight Champion. He's a multi-sport 8-time Heavyweight Champion.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, what do y'all... Okay, Neville versus Akira Tozawa.
Amazing.
Great match. No, don't get me wrong. But...
Was anyone but me not surprised Neville winning back the belt when Tozawa won it on Raw?
I wasn't.
I wasn't, but I didn't want it to happen.
Neither did I. But at the same
Neville
time...
has the best... Before that loss to Tozawa was the best champion WWE had. He was 26-2 with 6 title defenses all completed. He had only been pinned. He'd lost a tag team match and he had been pinned once. I thought that him losing on Monday night helped Tozawa, but I didn't see why they would do that and not give it back to Neville.
Well, don't forget 205 tonight. 205 Live tonight, the rematch Tozawa gets for the belt.
Yeah.
No way Tozawa wins the title.
Nah, he's not winning. He's not winning that
Who do you
tonight.
think will be the next challenger of that 8-man that we had on Raw? Who could possibly be the next guy?
Cedric Alexander looks
Cedric
good.
Alexander?
Yo, I'm
He
a set
looks
my top three
so
cruiserweights. My top 3 cruiserweights. You may disagree with them, but that's me. TJ Perkins. Cedric.
I like TJ. I like TJP better than TJ Perkins.
Say
They call him
I
T.
like when he's a heel.
I don't like that. I
They
don't
call
buy
him
I
it.
love when he's a heel.
I don't buy it.
Music. I love when
I love the music. I love the music too. That's my cardio.
Wait. Who are the other 2? You said TJP.
TJP, Cedric Alexander, and Mustafa Ali.
I'm a huge fan of Drew Gulak just because of our Jakara lineage, and I still talk to Drew occasionally through various channels, and I'm very supportive of him. I also got to say, I'm very happy to still say that Grand Metalik is a part of the WWE.
Yep.
I'm hoping that
He's being underutilized. Him.
I'm hoping that he
that
does.
whole division can't be like. If they could, they'd wipe that division and start over. I feel they have to make Neville the champion because he's the only credible champion that they have that you can salute to. They need to put Kalisto in there. And they need to bring another the way the build is that they actually need 2 credible people. Even with Tozawa and stuff, you need someone that can literally hold the division.
Leo Rush just got signed to the WWE, and he's 160 pounds, so he clearly makes the 205 weight limit.
It's just hard because sometimes that they aren't.
Congrats, Leo.
Because there's nothing for them to you didn't watch 205 Live because 205 Live. I mean, I really don't watch 205 Live.
I love 205 Live.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't watch it. So. And a lot of people don't because their ratings aren't even as good as SmackDown Talk was. So,
right.
So it's hard for them to. There's a storyline, right? And then they throw them to Raw, but you didn't watch 205 Live because they don't treat 205 Live like.
At least they don't do the purple ropes on the Raw matches anymore. I was there at Hell in a. I liked it too, but it took so long to wrap the ropes. I don't even know what kind of material they're using. And Lord knows if it's like this plastic here and it's easy slippable. Imagine the injury cost that could actually happen.
I still stand by this. I really think they should move 205 Live to the NXT to Full Sail, where they do NXT.
I agree with you there.
That crowd, the NXT crowd is mostly like the indie wrestler crowd.
Free show basically is what they're saying is that after SmackDown you can stay and you get a show. After SmackDown and which I did.
Yeah, which is completely understandable.
Well,
but I think the Full Sail crowd would really appreciate 205 Live.
Well,
much more.
speaking of which,
but then they're competing and NXT can't have a competition. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? Like you put them in the same kind of event like that. It seems like they're competing with NXT.
Well, you can put them on the same night.
Well, speaking of which,
put them on the same night, like just after.
Here's an
I get what
interesting.
you're saying there.
Here's
Okay.
an interesting
I
fact.
thought you meant, like,
As you
Tuesday,
know,
I-
as you probably know, the Mae Young Classic finale is going to happen live from Las Vegas following SmackDown on September 12th, I believe. And apparently, it just was confirmed that once that match is concluded, 205 Live will go on. So, my point is that the finals of the Mae Young Classic, which the tournament has been taking place at Full Sail, won't be at Full Sail. It'll be part of a larger live crowd in Las Vegas, where it won't have the same energy.
Part of the SmackDown crowd.
What do you guys think about that? Should they have done the same thing with the Cruiserweight Classic?
No,
and
they should put
kept
that
the
part of
finals.
SmackDown crowd because that crowd is going to be electric when they see 2 people, one of them being crowned. The crowd can react when they think they're getting something. Like they're gonna think they're getting some winner of something. They're gonna freak out, and these females, whoever they are going to be good. Like I'm hoping that it's. I'm hoping that.
And
it's
for those that read
amazing.
spoilers, please let's not reveal who those 2 women who've come out the 32 are, because it's not good to when people haven't.
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't.
I don't-
But see, I don't even read heading into SummerSlam. I read no All I did was I went to Vegas, I screenshotted who they thought were going to win. I don't look at it, and then I just make my decision, which I did awful making picks. And I just make picks off that, but I want to see what's an upset, because Vegas is never wrong. So when they get stuff wrong, I can tell it's an upset, or I can tell it's
So
just
back to SummerSlam, we talked about the Neville Tozawa match, but there were 2 other matches that were on the pre-show, even though I count those matches for the Big Four as part.
We talked about New Day already.
Yeah, we talked about New Day. Miz Taraj and Miz against Jason Jordan and the Hardys.
I thought that was a great reason to put them on there, putting the Hotties on there, putting things on the pre-show. The match itself was okay. It wasn't bad.
It was okay. I gave it 2.5.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was good. It did what it was supposed to do, in my opinion. They have the Hotties, get people in the building, have the Miz fight, have the Miz Taraj win, because they have to look like a real entourage.
I miss
Bo
Dallas's theme before that inspirational theme. I'll do anything it takes to make it.
I don't remember that one.
That was an NXT theme.
Yeah, that was old.
Yeah.
That's the theme I would use.
But I do got a question for each of you guys. What tag team is it going to be to break the Hardys?
Well, they keep losing now, so you see that they're awoken. I believe their break, to me, it's going to happen after. It's going to happen after September 21st, after the event, because the next event after that will be Survivor Series, and I think they need time because they can't go. They're going to be going for a title. That's what they do. So they can't take it off Seth and Dean in September. So I presume that the team that breaks them is a good guy team. That's what I think. That's why they're fighting either side, and I think that's what breaks them and turns them into Brother Nero. So I would probably. I don't think they'll let Seth and Dean break them because then they would probably go back after. It has to be someone that they don't have to get a title
I still believe we're going to
Yeah.
see Broken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
I don't.
I think that I know that when the Hardys go broken, they're
I think you
they're
will see
waiting.
them,
They're just
but-
waiting to do something with the broken Hardys and Bray Wyatt and something, just like they were waiting for the Demon Finn Balor to face Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt, the eater of pins. As Solomon says.
Hey, listen, wait a minute. Nonetheless, Bray Wyatt from this year now to the year from here, he's having a good year. He's been champion.
Yes.
He won his war against Seth Rollins. He won that war. He didn't. Seth Rollins went.
He won the war of Randy Orton,
He
technically.
won the war. I would say won the war of Randy Orton.
Oh God, that match.
The haunted house match. A House of Horrors match.
That match is already. That house is already. I think they probably sold it by now.
Yeah, that was.
Well, let's not even talk about the ring canvas during their match at WrestleMania. That was like, what the shell is going on here?
It was different. I'm gonna leave it at that.
What?
Well, when they projected
The
all the
worms
maggots
and
and
the
stuff
maggots.
at
The
WrestleMania,
bees. The
that was
bees.
different. It was different.
Listen,
I
they were trying different stuff. I mean, they got all this money just thrown around. I mean, they just wanted to try different stuff. I'll like this. I want to say Natalya and Naomi match. I loved. I watched it again. I'm so proud of them giving Natalya. It was been 2,395 days. I read today since she was champion. She's like their hottest worker. She does everything for them. And to see her be champion in a heel, it took her 3 months to finally have people stop cheering when she came out to just be booed. She's such a hard worker, and she actually gets booed now. She made Naomi tap in the middle of the ring, someone who's over. Like, she sells out. When the music comes out, my daughter freaks out. And the whole crowd freaks out. Everyone's standing. They let her beat Naomi fair. They didn't have Carmella cash in on her. I think that was also great because I didn't want to see the Carmella cash in on her. Then I think Carmella's moment should not be on someone else's moment. And that was Natalya's moment. I just don't think that her moment should be at Survivor Series. I think that's what
Let's
her
go
moment
around the
should be.
table. What is each of your favorite cash-in, successful cash-in?
Oh, that's a good question.
Favorite cash-in? Mine is Dolph Ziggler.
That one.
That one basically, that one basically started the whole post WrestleMania crowd because that's when people went nuts.
When he almost lost was the best part about a cash in is when they don't just win. Also, the Kane cash in was so brutal. I was like, no, he can't do this, bro. He's dying. I was like watching. I was like, oh my god. I was like, he's dead. But anyways, the Dolph Ziggler one was so crazy. Finally, because how many times did he come out and say he was going to do it and he couldn't do it? And he had everyone with him. He goes out, the crowd's going crazy. Del Rio just kicks him in the face. Insecurity. He falls. I'm like, you're not going to lose this match, are you? Like, because I'm like, yo, and now you actually have doubt. Like, there's actual doubt that we've been waiting for him to cash in to become champion. And in this one moment, he might lose. And then he gets up. Del Rio's like, Dolph Ziggler hits him. Oh my God, I was running around. And I didn't even know if I wanted him to be champion at the time. I was just happy about the cash in. And I'm hoping.
That was the best one.
That was my
hands
favorite.
down.
So is that yours, Carl?
Yeah. Oh yeah, hands down.
What's your favorite?
Well, honorable mention are clearly Edge, the first one. And without question, Seth Rollins Cash in,
Hated
being
it.
the first one to be cashing at WrestleMania, just because
You
someone
hated that one,
I'll
didn't
tell
you?
you why.
Well, let me
I
get
really
to my
like that
favorite.
one.
My favorite had to be Dean Ambrose, just because of the story it told.
Okay.
I love
Let's
Dean
go
Ambrose.
back.
Okay,
Let me
that
go
was a
back.
good one.
Let me go.
That
Let me
was a
let me
good one,
let me
but I
explain.
think Ambrose
Let me
is
please
the
explain
top-
the whole
top
story
four.
for fans that don't know. The Shield was a famous group. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. We all know.
Yeah.
2 years ago, around that time, right before Money in the Bank of 2 years ago, Seth Rollins turns on Dean and Roman and betrays them. He becomes part of the Authority.
Yeah.
And while Roman is a part of the mix, it's mostly Dean versus Seth. Seth wins Money in the Bank, which Dean was in. Eventually, we know he cashes in. The following year at Money in the Bank, they have a ladder match. 2 weeks before, Dean won a match by disqualification, but he stole the belt and held it since going up to that match. Seth won that match, and then 1 year later, Dean Ambrose wins Money in the Bank. The night, and we can all talk about in a second. Let me just finish this thought.
Yeah.
What reason Roman had to lose the belt, but Seth Rollins came back. Dean wins the briefcase. Roman Reigns goes in as heavyweight champion. Seth Rollins' first match in like 9 months wins the belt. So 2 members of the Shield are champion. 2 years. 2 years of storytelling. 2 years of feuding. 2 years of like Dean trying to get that one up on Seth. One up that he can't come back from. And on the night he wins Money in the Bank, probably second fastest cash in, depending on because of how long that U.S. title match between Titus O'Neil and Rusev took. Could have been the fastest, but finally 2 years.
Dean.
Cashes that pop, like the crowd, the way, like it felt, it went like it sounded like it went from 20,000 people, it sounded like it was 100,000 people in that building because that's how.
Yeah, but that I don't know.
That pop, that
But
cel-
Dolph
and,
was-
and the
Dolph was
emotion,
louder.
the
I don't even think
emotion,
that's the second
the
one.
emotion.
Third,
that has to be. I would
One,
put that with
because
second.
it wasn't
But
supposed
let me
to
just say
happen.
this.
Roman got in trouble. So
The emotion that Dean
takes away
showed.
from
Look
the
at
story.
Dean's face when he's like holding it, like the veins are coming out, like yeah,
I just
like it was
feel
like
it was like-
finally.
I just to me,
Finally.
the storyline itself got messed up because Roman got in trouble, so
Yeah.
it ruined the cash because it had to have happened. You get what I'm saying? Like they had already known that he got in trouble, so you get what I'm saying? Like they let him continue because that's the new rule, the Randy Orton rule. Where if you get in trouble, you still get to defend your title and you can lose or whatever. So to me, it just wasn't. It wasn't. I knew something had to happen. He cashed it in. To me, it wasn't that big. I believe. Like I said, I think the Kane cash in was great because of the fact that Kane was just so brutal. Like it was just. Rey Mysterio went to the crazy match, and Kane went there and killed that guy. And he had a 5 months run, beating Undertaker 3 times. Crazy. No one even remembers that. He beat Undertaker. I went and rewatched it. He beat him 3 times.
Who did?
Kane beat the last. He now has a winning record.
Of course,
2000
we never got a conclusion with the Nexus
He's like
Undertaker
6-5.
situation.
He's like a 6-5 against the Undertaker, and it's crazy that Kane has things like that. I thought that was a crazy. His run was clearly he hurt his leg right before Royal Rumble, and he had to give away the title, but he would have been champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I thought that was a great cash in. Another good cash in. Again, my issue with the Seth thing is that the original rules was you have to pin the champion. He pinned Roman Reigns. Even though he turned into a title match, Roman Reigns.
No, it turned into a triple threat.
It's not supposed to. If you read the rule, that's not what it originally was.
It
When
said
Jericho
anytime,
did it,
anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere for the champion. It says champion. You can read the rule book, just like we have to defend every 30 days. Roman Reigns was not supposed to be able to be pinned. They added that in there because Brock can't get pinned. And they changed it. But the original thing, it was all over Twitter to do because people hate Roman Reigns, so they don't said it, was that you have to pin the champion. It says it, that you have to pin the, you can turn the message, you have to pin the champion. Pin Roman Reigns, which was great. I cheered. Don't get me wrong. I love Roman Reigns. I cheered. I was happy Seth Rollins got that, who had one of the worst title runs in history, going 4-23, and it's like he won all that. He couldn't win on Raw, though, ever. He lost to freaking the 3MB member, Heath Slater, so it was awful. Nonetheless, he didn't pin Brock Lesnar because they were protecting Brock Lesnar as much as they could. Roman could handle. I don't know if he handled that actually, but people don't even bring it up anymore. So maybe he could. Nonetheless, I didn't like that they changed it just to make it for Brock Lesnar there.
Yeah.
So again, people love that cash in. Me, I don't because I know it just did not make sense. You have to pin the champion. That was the key thing Jericho said to pin the champion. I thought when they were leading up that is how's he going to get the champion? How's he going to get the champion? And then he didn't get the champion.
Should we talk about the rest of SummerSlam? But very, very good points. I do agree. We didn't talk about John Cena versus Baron Corbin. I don't think.
I think it. Okay,
Yeah.
Corbin is 1-8 in his last 8 matches since he threw that referee and he got suspended. I thought it was all play, but now I'm hearing it's not. I'm hearing that he wasn't supposed to throw that. Like when he threw him and he met Vince McMahon, it wasn't play. He really did throw the referee. So and since then he's 1-8. He only won the Money in the Bank match, which clearly has killed him because he's just lost to Cena.
Yeah.
I don't think he's being buried. I thought he had a really good match at SummerSlam, showing his power. He did the same move. Cena hadn't won at SummerSlam since 2010. So
Yeah.
he
Oddly
needed to
enough,
win.
if he didn't win this SummerSlam, he would have lost 7 in a row. Basically, one SummerSlam loss for each member of the Nexus. And by the way, Bobby Roode is on SmackDown.
Yes,
Oh,
I
he's
see
there.
him. The glorious one making his SmackDown debut.
Oh my god! I can't even watch. I got this.
Aiden English.
Yeah.
He's playing Aiden English.
Okay.
Or
Wait a
maybe-
minute. Why?
Well,
Probably just a.
Wait, no. But
I'm here.
Wait, is he gonna be a good guy?
no, I think he'll be
He's
a
probably
heel.
gonna be heel, but everybody just love
Aiden
him.
English is a heel.
Yeah, I think it's just to give like Bobby Roode like just like a good
win?
like an exhibition.
Same thing everyone else does.
Like a good
I love his Ric
Or
Flair.
Chad Gable.
I love his Ric
Yeah.
Flair's robe,
Do
by the
you
way.
think it's a
Yeah.
ripoff though?
No, it's a
No.
tribute.
It's
Would
a
you consider it a
homage.
ripoff or a tribute?
It's a
Tribute.
homage. Yeah.
Right now, I would say it's more of a tribute with everything going on. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
rip-off. I don't
I think it's a hybrid of Rick Rude and Ric Flair's robes.
I was gonna say Rick Rude. Oh,
It's the love child robe of their robes, because that's basically what the
It's so
robe.
crazy because like 6-7 months ago, they didn't know they didn't know how they were gonna bring him. Like they weren't even sure if they were gonna bring him up. 'Cause they
I
didn't know
still want him to
exactly
show
what
up on
do with him.
NXT taping this
Yeah.
weekend, so you can have that
So-
final match with Roderick Strong, which was teased on.
That was a good match though from the last takeover.
Yeah,
Him and Roderick Strong.
That
that
was.
wasn't a takeover though. That was
It's
NXT
a-
400.
Was it?
Yeah, it was an NXT show.
That was that
Yeah.
was a slept over. I slept on Roderick Strong.
But back to
I did not
SummerSlam,
think- I thought Roderick Strong was just like some other
what
like
match?
guy.
There were 12 matches on that card. I think we're up to the shark cage match.
Oh,
with,
big cast
We
show.
already
We
discussed
should
that. We
talk
hated it.
about.
what about the tag title, the other tag title match?
Oh, Cesaro and Sheamus.
Listen,
Sheamus and Cesaro.
listen, the bar.
Yeah.
How about that
Yeah.
finish with the Hurricanrana to the tumbleweed?
That was good. Yeah, listen, I really like that match.
And then we had the U.S. title match with.
Yep. Styles and Owens.
And I look forward. I still believe we're going to get a Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens match somewhere down the road.
a lot of people
Yeah,
think
so they're
Survivor
building to
Series.
I'm guessing that too.
Survivor Series.
They'll do that for the main-
Before Kevin Owens goes back to Monday Night Raw because they're having a shakeup. I think Kevin Owens is going back to Monday Night Raw.
You think this will finally be the
I just-
time where Owens and Zayn will be on opposite brands?
No.
You
I
think
think
they'll-
Sami
Yeah.
Zayn is going to stay with him. I think you're supposed to follow their connection. Remember they were the last match ever on Raw, and then they went to SmackDown.
I really, if Zayn ever wins the world title, I want him to beat Owens for it. I think that's the only person he could beat.
Listen,
to
Sami
win
Zayn's
champion.
just trying to get a win. Right
Thank you.
now. Yeah, he's just
Thank you.
Not only worried about world
Thank
title,
you.
he's trying to get a
Yeah,
credible
Sami
win.
Zayn is the Cleveland Browns of the WWE right now.
Yeah, like he's just trying to get a good win. He's the one that lost, got pinned by Jinder that started this
Well,
whole
speaking
thing.
of Jinder, then we had our co-main event at SummerSlam: Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke
I love the
Nakamura.
match.
I did not like it.
I love
I
the
did not-
match.
Yeah.
I expected much more from Shinsuke Nakamura.
I loved it because
At least it carried it more.
I loved it for what it did for gender, for
I
what it
thought,
did for wrestling.
I thought
Not the
Nakamura.
actual match.
I thought
loved what it
Nakamura
did.
would have won, but by DQ or count out just to continue this because I don't think they're done.
Oh,
And
I
clearly-
know.
No, they're definitely not done.
No, they're not going to be done because they're going to India and they got the new thing in Japan, the whole new.
I
app
just,
person
I,
they're gonna
I know
try
Jinder
it.
probably will not make it to
Let's see how it
WrestleMania.
works because they put like 100.
I know Jinder will probably not make it to
Yeah.
WrestleMania as heavyweight champion. I just don't want him to be one of these guys that's like, okay, you're going to make it to February as champion, and then we're going to put the belt on this part-timer.
I think
to
he's
defend it.
almost at the point where he can actually put somebody over. He's that hated. So I think someone's gonna freak out when he wins. I think he's.
I would love to see him at
I think he
WrestleMania as
probably is at
champion,
The
but
boost he got when he won was not like, oh my god, the match sucked. It was, I hate you, Jinder Mahal. Like I just want you not to be champion. So I think that's the point where you can put somebody over. I don't want them to use it on Nakamura. I would love for them to.
I still want Nakamura to win it at
let-
WrestleMania.
Either
me
A,
too.
expand AJ Styles and let him win it. Only because then you could use him to put someone bigger over at WrestleMania. So
Nakamura.
That's different. That's what I mean. That's the only way is if AJ takes it from Jinder, and then you don't have heel with heel. You just have wrestler versus wrestler. I like when they do that sometimes, but I don't. I think it has to be someone with the caliber to continue because it's so. I think
Well, if he
Jinder right now is at the
if he
point-
jumps brands, I'd like to see Samoa Joe do it if he goes to SmackDown.
I think Samoa Joe would be a good choice if he's a heel, so he won't fight Jinder. So it has to be a face. It has to be a face. So
Or-
if you could think of a face that you think could who isn't the best right now, but could literally take over, and you take it from SmackDown right now.
Braun Strowman.
I mean, if they move Braun Strowman over, I mean, he's not a face. He's not supposed to be.
He's not
Yeah.
supposed to be,
Over.
but
people-
But he never acknowledges that he still insults the crowd. You know what I mean? So he's still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that is the only time we do that is if you want AJ Styles to put him over.
Speaking of Braun Strowman, we should probably talk about the main event, or as I call it, the Monster Orgy match, because that's it's like all that, like all the it's not, the crowd just kept getting excited.
That was a
And then-
damn good match.
It was.
It
That
was.
was a
It was.
damn-
But okay, going back to your tweet, Victor, you said it was like 300 pounders who doing high five moves.
Yeah, I retweeted.
I didn't see any.
I retweeted a WWE Creative. It's like a parody Twitter account, and they said that Michael Cole said that made a remark that these 300-pound men are doing high flying moves, and then the tweet that I read said, well, and you wonder why the cruiserweight division is not special.
Well, first of all, that's stupid. That's the reason why the cruiserweight division is not special is because it's booked poorly.
I must admit, I
I
really
like it.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I said it was.
I really- I really
enjoy.
enjoy-
Not because of moves. It's because it's really booked poorly. You don't have continue.
I really enjoyed
you don't have
Braun
continuous
Strowman's
wins.
corkscrew
People
moonsault.
don't- Like it's just weird.
which did not happen, by
They
the way.
don't build. You just get thrown into a match for Neville, the only person who doesn't have to be building. You get killed, and then you get thrown back. There's no they should have tag matches on the event, not 4-man tag matches. They should be building
8-man.
consensuses.
I need to see a ladder match for the cruiserweight title.
That's what I'm saying. They don't
I'm
do
sure we'll see that
anything
eventually.
special.
Originally, the rumor had it that was going to be the match for WrestleMania, and then with the Aries and Neville, which if Aries didn't have so much problems backstage and didn't leave, I thought he would have been the one to take the belt off Neville.
That's what I thought.
I was shocked when I read that he lost a submission match with Neville and then he was gone.
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted because I thought third time would be the charm, and
That's what I was thinking
And
too.
I like Aries.
That's
I
what
have.
he was thinking too.
Yeah.
And that was the issue.
Yeah, but the Universal Championship match was really good. I mean, I loved how Braun Strowman straight dominated Lesnar in the beginning, put him through two tables, two running power
and
slams,
drop a third
dropped the
one.
third one on top of him.
And I'm glad the crowd didn't chant "This belt sucks." I guess they're getting used to the red strap now.
Yeah,
Maybe because we're actually finally seeing it more. Because Lesnar is appearing slightly more often.
yeah. I mean, he's still within.
You
his,
can still probably count how many
a lot of
times on
visits.
like.
Well, my problem with the
What?
belt originally was just
title.
because the Universal Championship belt
nobody's
looked just
trying
like the
to say
WWE
that
Championship
sucks
belt.
Yeah,
it
just-
Same design.
Yeah, just dipped in red. Yeah,
Yeah, but we're starting to see it a little more nowadays. You know.
What, the title?
Like,
oh,
yeah.
well, like I said, you
Like
see
with
it,
Goldberg,
like I said,
Goldberg won it. We saw
and
it
the
what
last
twice.
Time Raws he's been on. He's not on the next Raw. Then he's on a Raw after. And he's on a Raw after that. So you're gonna see Brock Lesnar 2 of the next 3 Raws and at the event. And he's actually getting into conflicts now on these events. People keep saying that he's gonna leave. He has 6-month testing to do for UFC. He's not leaving, and they gave him too much money. So
Yeah.
so if people think Vince McMahon's a nice guy and he's just gonna let him leave. No, he's gonna be like, give me my money back. And not even, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I gave you money. You're working for me. And he doesn't
I'm
care about
sure
money back. He's already
if we
rich.
get that John Jones Brock Lesnar match, it won't happen until UFC's big July show next year.
It won't even be July. It can't be. It will be 6 months after WrestleMania. He can't start testing while he's doing WWE. Well, he can start 2 months before he leaves. I guess there's some kind of clause that would be February. He has to do 6 months of testing for UFC. That's August. They don't. Their next event to that.
What
won't
does
be
the
September.
testing involve? I know it's more complicated than WWE, where you just pee in a cup and then find out what's in
The
your
testing
system.
is, first of all, it's actually random. And they do like muscle tests too. Like some people found
Not
the way
this
to.
arm?
they do like
on.
prickling you out and like taking like
Grab
blood
this.
from
This
hair.
one's a
and
good one.
It's different. It's different things like taking test here. It's
Oh, people
different
can
parts of
see
your
at
body,
home.
your legs.
Yeah.
A lot of things people found blockers to if they're doing like steroid stuff to
Yeah.
block it out. So if you know you're getting a test here, you find a blocker. Which is, if you're rich, you can probably get it.
Yeah.
And it will block out, and you have real blood that says it's yours, like it's your clean blood.
Yeah.
When it was clean, and you just kept, and it will pass. But clearly, with that kind of testing, they take it from everywhere, so there's just no point in even trying to block it.
Yeah.
So when he failed again, it wasn't for steroids; it was for something to suppress. They couldn't find the actual steroid, but what he took was a suppressant of steroids. Like if you did take,
And
steroids.
I will be honest, I did not.
Did he? I don't know.
I did
Probably
not.
did.
I'm sure I'm not the only one saying this. I did not enjoy Brock Lesnar's match with Mark Hunt. Nothing against those two guys. I did enjoy his. I very much agreed with everything he said in his post-match, post-fight interview because from one white boy to another, we do all have to stick together. But also that golden canvas. I hope we never see it in an octagon again. It was very
I like the
distracting.
match. I didn't hate it. I mean,
The canvas, it looked. We're so used to that gray silver
Yeah,
canvas.
I don't know what
It
you're
just
talking
looked
about.
too bright. I mean, something about it just was like.
Something like that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's just, as long as I'm watching the match.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to see.
The match itself, I thought was.
I mean, it'd be like the red canvas they use for special ceremonies in WWE. I mean, like to see a red. I mean, it'd be impossible if someone gets busted open, you're not going to be able to see the blood. Mm-hmm. And UFC is known for their blood.
Yep, lots of it.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
my
I
favorite
think
fight
he's
of all
gonna fight
time
John
is
Jones.
Robbie Lawler,
Like,
Roy
yeah,
McDonald
yeah.
too.
the money there is just too much for him to
Ridiculous.
pass up. It's too much for them to say he shouldn't fight. So he's definitely going to fight him.
Do you think
it won't happen until next September? That's the only people keep thinking it's going to happen soon.
Well, here's the question: unless Jones defends his belt beforehand, do you think Brock actually attempts to drop down to 205, or do you think Jones goes up to heavyweight?
He said he's going up to heavyweight. He said he's going to 220. But he said Brock will still have 40 to 45 pounds on him. Jones is going to get killed if Brock gets him in the corner. It's too much. It's just too much. Every time I hear about someone moving up a weight class and they talk about getting hit, like McGregor talked about when he went up, it's your body still thinks you still feel it.
Yeah, but in all fairness,
you weigh
McGregor
175
and
you
McGregor.
weigh
Oops, sorry.
You normally fight at 145.
Yeah.
You have 30 pounds. That's amazing. You have all this muscle, but you physically in your brain it still feels a punch from someone who weighs 180 who's been punching like that for 5-7 years, and you've been punching like that for 6, 7, 8, 10 months. It's just way different. They talk about it.
But
I don't know how John Jones. He's already supposedly trying to stay at his walking weight and training at it. It's not easy. It's just not.
McGregor lost that first fight with Diaz because he only took it on 10 days' notice, and he was fighting a weight
And
class.
he couldn't take a punch.
And then, and then
was
two,
tired. He
five,
was tired.
and then
He's
the
gonna get killed
rematch.
Friday, just so we all know.
I thought it was Saturday.
My fault.
Let's hope not Friday.
You
Then the
think
fight doesn't
Risse's
happen.
winning?
McGregor's gonna die in that match.
Oh,
He
against
ain't gonna
the
fight
Yeah,
him.
but
Floyd Mayweather?
you're a money team guy, so you're biased.
Watch
You're
how money
biased.
team I'm on that day. Watch
You're
how money
biased.
team I'm on that day. It's not just that.
I got my fantasy draft that day.
I'm gonna tell
Hey,
you why
by the
he's
way,
gonna lose.
U.S. Championship
He doesn't
rematch:
last
Owens
5 months.
Styles
He
tonight with a mystery referee.
He doesn't last 5 rounds ever. This is longer. The gloves are still 4 ounces more than he's used to. Mayweather went down to 8 ounces, but he trains at 8 ounces too. It's the same thing. It's like people like, oh, he's used to 10. It's gonna be no. He trains.
What's the
at
difference
8
between?
ounces.
I like boxing. I'm not a big follower of
box.
it. What is the difference between 8 and 10 ounces?
Weight and speed basically is at 10 ounces. They think as Mayweather drops to 8, he's used to. So he's already doesn't punch you hard already. At 8, it's not the same hard punch. But the difference is he trains at 8. So to make 10 feel like he's punching 8 because he already has he loses power. That's what boxers do.
Yeah.
With McGregor, he trains at 4 ounces, so it's more fist. It's more actual fist and glove. At 8 ounces, it's heavy on his hand. You actually get tired. If I box, you actually get tired with higher weights. So it helps him better than 10, but it's not that. He needed to get to 6. They didn't even try 6 because it will never be sanctioned at 6. It's too close to UFC. But he should have tried to get it to 6 and then said Mayweather was scared.
Where are you guys going to be watching that fight if you are watching it?
You know, that's a good ass question.
I've been contemplating.
No, I'm not paying for it.
I'm not paying for it.
I've been contemplating actually going to the movie theater to watch it because I've seen that it's possible.
No, it's going to be everywhere. Last time Mayweather fought, I got tickets at Foxwoods because I'm an extreme gambler.
Well, here's a question.
And they gave me tickets to watch.
Yeah, you are. Shout out to AB.
Yeah, oh my God, Ab! Shout out to Ab.
Here's an interesting question. Hell freezes over. McGregor actually pulls it off, regardless of how. How does it change his life, and how does it change the UFC, the sport he's connected
His
to?
next match, he gets $50 million.
Yeah.
Up front.
His stock is gonna rise
That's UFC. That's
ridiculous.
anything. He gets $50 million. Mayweather is now is done. Everyone he's ever had is
Well, he's either going to be 49-1 or retire at a perfect 50-0, which is probably
He's
going to
not.
be the new benchmark.
Listen. And this is what I want to say. After he beats McGregor, and they think he's going to retire. He's
not.
He's going to fight the winner of Canelo and Triple G, and that's where the real money is because they have the whole Spanish backing, the Colombian back, and that will be coming up.
You think that'll be a stadium fight? I'm surprised this one isn't a stadium
yes,
fight.
It will be a that will be his. That will be his payday. That will be his $400 million. That's what it's projected. If Triple G,
This one should have been a stadium fight.
Well, McGregor's
it
getting...
could have been, but the fact of the matter is that you want. I think that they didn't want to turn it to like kind of like
a riot scene?
Yeah, like it's gonna be intense. It's not boxing. It's UFC. Some people are just rooting for McGregor because he's from UFC.
Yeah.
Some people are just rooting for Mayweather because he's from boxing. Some people are literally making a black and a white thing. It's not though, but some people are doing different things.
What nationality is Mayweather? Because I'm about to say Irish for McGregor, and I don't know what.
He's
African American.
African American.
But nonetheless, this is a big fight. Because they've made it a big fight. This is actually not a big fight. Like,
someone
who is a boxer, someone who's basically training to be a boxer is going. Is
Do you think the
Yeah,
Superman?
I don't know anybody who's
Superman
actually-
punch being legal in this fight is going to affect the fight at all? I'm sorry I bring that up, but apparently it's the one mixed martial arts move that will be allowed in this boxing match because it's a punch.
you can raise and jump now. No, I don't think you won't even see it. And if McGregor tries it, he's gonna get punched in the face.
There's a lot of people that
because remember, Mayweather's a defensive fighter.
there's a
He
lot,
shoots and you're in the air, so it's like, all right,
There's a lot of.
And then Mayweather's got you.
Do you think this will be at least better than his last fight with POWAAAHHH? I'm sorry. I'm
Manny
saying that.
Pacquiao.
That wasn't his last fight. Brother was his last fight.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
No.
with names.
I'm saying in the Pacquiao fight again. People don't like that he's defensive, but his job is to not be hit. So I don't understand.
There is a lot.
I get it. Like I said, I get like I'm not even being biased. I don't understand. He's not supposed to get hit. He threw more punches than Pacquiao did. He landed more punches than Pacquiao, and he got hit less. I don't know what you guys are. They want to see knockouts. Watch heavyweights fight. Or watch Canelo fight. I mean, I guess Canelo does, but Canelo also lost to Mayweather because his trainer didn't train him how to fight with Mayweather standing like this instead of like this. That's not even there.
There's a lot of people that are just hoping that McGregor just says, the fuck with this, and just kicks him out.
He loses every dollar he has if he does, and he gets sued and he's done. He gets sanctioned.
Yep.
So does he pass up the $100 million he's going to get? Does he get sanctioned? Does he stop fighting UFC? No.
Oh, God, no.
He might now. Subconscious, he might kick, but nonetheless, it's in there. If he kicks Mayweather at all, kicks him here, it's not going to knock out. I don't think he'll understand. He'll get kicked to slightly move. He's not going to take a kick. He'll be sanctioned. The match will stop. He'll lose all his money.
Let's not forget, he'll be wearing shoes that night as well, so it'll probably be instinct
he's
not to kick.
Better, but everyone's thinking that he's going to bet like the $100 million he's getting on himself because it's so much money. It's like to bet that and supposedly they said that they'll take it. He's fighting again. Good job for him. I'm glad that they keep having him fight. Chad Gable.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad. I mean, he's a good.
Chad Gable's ridiculous.
Yeah, he just you know what I mean. But another thing I want to say about wrestling,
We were surprised that he wasn't the Kurt Angle's son.
I thought that was like the logical conclusion that they decided to sidestep and
they
swerve.
just didn't do it because they just think Jason Jordan just has a better.
He does. Jason Jordan does look a little bit like Kurt Angle.
Now he does.
Which
Like,
he
at first,
does.
now
Because nobody's ever thought about it.
Yeah, like
you
now
see
when
him,
they're together, now I like freaking see it. It's so
Like, yeah.
creepy. I'm like, oh, look at his son. But
Holy crap! It's
Hey.
Shelton Benjamin!
Shelton Benjamin making his
wait, he's
debut.
not fighting. I said, wait, let's see if he's
not
fighting.
fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I said usually they don't fight.
we have to end this thing. Yeah, just so I can see.
Oh,
Well, we
hey,
still, we do-
next time you say I don't know what
Hold
I'm talking
on,
about.
there's still
you know?
one thing. There's still one thing we do. We got to do the question of the week. Okay, last week's question of the week was name a movie that you fell asleep on in the theater. All right. I think I said mine was the Ben Affleck Daredevil. Yours was another one that nobody sees probably.
Oh,
Nobody's seen
The
probably.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I fell asleep during a movie about he was flying. It was not Tom Cruise. He was trying not to crash a plane, and then
Oh, Flight. Denzel Washington.
no, hell no, no fight. Denzel Washington. He was trying not to crash a plane into the. Sami Zayn's the ref.
No, I think he's trying to get Sami Zayn as the ref.
Please don't.
Yes, man.
Wait, he was trying not to crash the plane in the river.
Oh, that movie about the actual story about the flight.
Oh.
Sully.
Sully, yeah.
I fell
Sorry.
asleep. I knocked out like cold.
Well, because we all heard the story. I mean, it's one of the most
It
miraculous.
was just a long
Yeah.
movie, and in some conversations, I'm like,
I like to
All
say
right.
I'm going to fall asleep at when it comes out, but I'm actually looking forward to that movie. But only reason I would say that is because that clown scares the fuck out of me, and the fact that clown is the reason I'm called the turtle.
Right. You explained it. But what movie in the past have you fell asleep on in the theater?
Well, I can't say me, but it would take too long to tell you how many movies my father has fell asleep at. My father was a well-known patriot to movie theaters, and I'm pretty sure that he literally just went to the movies to take a nap because he felt more comfortable falling asleep in public than at home.
All right. So for last week's episode, our friend Bunny Mike Game You, she fell asleep in Alien Covenant.
really?
I never saw it. I heard it was bad.
How can you fall asleep in a horror movie?
Yeah, but in a horror movie, how do you fall asleep on one that's just freaking out screaming?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine waking up to that alien, like the first shot of the alien, the xenomorph, when he's like from the first alien going before the second head comes out,
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden you're like waiting for Roger Moore, James Bond to just say sit down, and the xenomorph sits down.
Eddie Road Dog, our friend from the Party Nerd, said when I was a kid, the first Harry Potter movie, I just didn't get into it and passed out.
I've never watched a Harry Potter movie.
Okay, thank you. I'm not the only one who never has.
I seen
Shame.
1 and 2, but then I was told. Then I was like, it was during the time when I was thinking these are for kids, and then I didn't realize that each year is sort of like it was like school. Apparently,
Yeah.
because that's how it was designed.
My high school principal's name was Harry Potter.
What?
Yeah. My high school principal, his name was Harry Potter.
I would have sued.
Yo, for real, I would have cashed
I'm
in on
like,
that.
yo, I need that money.
John Aponic, the supervillain, said Apollo 13. Sorry, Victor, I was young and it was late, 9:45 p.m. and I never watched it again. Oh, well, wish I could have slept through Avengers Age of Ultron, but I was too angry.
Shame, John.
Yo, he's
Shame.
a big...
I can't recall if I ever fell asleep during a movie. I honestly, I don't. I fell asleep when wrestling was on, like bad wrestling. But besides that, I don't think I've ever considered I fell asleep during a movie.
Asia B. Like says Batman versus Superman. Very
Get
understandable.
out of here. You fell asleep during it?
I don't
I
blame her.
wish I did.
That movie-
You falling asleep during that movie.
The movie,
I
that movie,
I
The
watched-
movie was awful.
the movie's a trash
I tried
garbage
to
fire.
watch it. I tried to watch the extended version for the first time on PlayStation. I
the movie was not
can't
good.
see Ben
The best
Affleck
movie
as
is Batman.
Batman,
I
and that
can
was
see him
just
as
too
Batman.
damn dark. And also, I didn't agree with Lex Luthor choice.
Yeah.
The person
Nobody
they,
did. He was the Riddler.
and apparently,
That was the Riddler.
No, you want to know what's funny? Originally, he wasn't supposed to be Lex Luthor. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle fame was apparently going to get cast for the role, but apparently the news got out, and that's the reason it was changed.
Wow.
Yeah, but they could have chosen.
That would have been a good Lex Luthor.
All right.
Absolutely.
I don't even care if he wasn't just being Walter White as Lex Luthor. He still would have been, because the person that played Lex Luthor was supposed to be Jimmy Olsen.
Oh my God.
okay.
Jesse
That made more
Eisenberg.
sense.
Yeah.
That kid would have been a good Jimmy.
All right. Jessica Concussion says, "The Matrix 3. I wish I would have slept through the second one too. Then I could tell myself it ended with the first. Hashtag why there is sad Keanu. All right, and then Lala.
Love Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, John Wick.
I wish I fell asleep during Star Wars 3. You're talking to someone that actually enjoyed
Return of the Jedi or Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Okay, yeah, he's a prequel. He's a prequel.
And
hater.
I like the prequels. And I'm probably one of the few people that said I like Jar Jar Binks because this was before the days the internet blew up. But the thing is, looking back on it now, the prequels probably would have been better as like an animated movie or like a graphic novel than the live action we got. And maybe George Lucas just wasn't the right person to direct these. There's
True.
because they're not perfect movies.
Oh, no.
And it didn't help that there were 3 movies that you knew what was already going to happen, and you knew that when you're some changes that were made, you didn't know there was a Step Brothers or anything like that. And that's why I like the new movies. I'm looking forward to Episode 9. I loved Rogue One. I fought for a standalone movie that was a masterpiece.
Okay.
All right, and then Lala Tino Otaku Cosplay says, I would have to say Alien Covenant put me to sleep. I did not watch it in theaters. I watched it online, and I was getting tired. Sorry, Vic.
Hey, I don't blame her. Alien Covenant, from what I understand, is trash. So,
So this week's question of the week, since this is a wrestling discussion, if you can bring back one wrestler from the dead, who would it be?
Oh, that's easy. Andre the Giant in his prime before his health problems came out.
Okay.
He was such one of the biggest draws of all time before Hulk Hogan. And the people respected him, and he could control the locker room. And with their,
Yes.
I also would bring back Gorilla Monsoon just because his knowledge would be so respected. And he's one of my favorite commentators of all time.
oh yeah,
And just for the sake of it, Mr. Perfect.
yes.
I would say
Oh, this is,
Eddie Guerrero.
this is pain. Oh, damn it.
Eddie Guerrero, and despite the way he ended his last days, Chris Benoit. I think they would have had so much knowledge to pass on to the new generation.
Speaking of new generation,
especially with NXT, going
speaking
the
of new
direction it
generation,
was.
do you think we'll see Chris Benoit's son in the WWE? David Benoit. Even if
I
even if
have
he changes
my
his
doubts.
even if he changes his name, he just looks too much
He
like
looks
Chris.
too much like his dad.
No, they'll never take him. They won't even mention. They take Chris Benoit out of
Well,
that.
but
they've taken him
but
out.
this is something. But he's always invited to WWE events and all that. He's always there. You see pictures of him in the ring.
Because they still have to give him money, even though they still have to give him money. They still do stuff that's was already put in. But there's no way do I see him ever wrestling for WWE ever. And that's just I hope he does if he's good enough. But I never see them trying to touch that at all.
I remember
the
reading
person
a-
that I would take. Besides, which I was gonna say, Chris Benoit, I think Owen Hart in this day and age, right now, would be amazing. I think everything he was above is I think the way he fought was really underutilized back then. I think it would be so special right now to watch him fight. But I mean, besides that, I really don't know. I mean, I guess like I said, I was gonna say Chris Benoit before you did. I mean, I thought he was just amazing at fighting, but he had so many issues. Can we change his mental? Can we change what he was going on in his mind too? He's just.
And no one knew anything because he looked fine all the way up until that last weekend.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that Rick Rude would be
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was good too. Yeah, I like Rick Rude. Go ahead, Vic.
I'll say Eddie Guerrero without question. Owen Hart. Like if Owen Hart was still alive today, he'd be a former world champion. And
You
a
think
Hall of
Owen
Famer.
Hart will
I
go in the
thought he
Hall of
would.
Fame soon? Someday? You think
I'm gonna talk
so.
to his mother. I mean, not his mother, his
widow.
wife.
Yeah,
Come on, Martha.
you gotta explain the whole situation?
Martha,
to
we
me.
do.
I don't understand. Like, he has other members of the family.
Because as his wife, she basically like owns the rights. She was his heir, so she basically like owns like all the rights to his likenesses and everything. So like,
And WWE still put out a DVD of him a few years ago.
yeah, but
Yep.
they had to fight tooth and nail just to get that done.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But at the same time, I would not hold it again. I don't think anyone who has lost a spouse, and I don't know, the closest I could actually understand is losing my father last year. But especially the way he passed,
Yeah.
I would honestly not hold it against Martha Hart if not in my lifetime we see Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame. I like it. I'm sure everyone would cry tears of joy when he finally goes in. He well deserved it, despite
Right.
never winning the world title. Just his history with Bret Hart alone.
Yep.
But at the same time, just because of what happened during that period of time, I would understand if she never wanted to even be involved in that ever again. If we have to wait till she passed, and even if her kids don't, I would understand completely. I mean, like, look at what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
It could have been
completely-
avoided so easily.
Definitely.
And I'm not blaming anyone because it was an accident. It was not. They did not
That's
send
all
him
it
up
was.
there to cut the cord and have him drop 100. It was an accident. It was a very terrible tragedy accident. But at the same time, I completely understand why
but
she would
she's always
never
been,
want.
She's always been bitter against the business.
Yeah, but she didn't even like him doing that before that. She didn't
Yeah.
like
And he
him
wanted to get
doing
out.
anything. She didn't like
Yeah,
him-
she didn't like him
He
wrestling.
wants-
She
She
did
didn't
not
like him
like it at all.
And in all fairness,
I have her book. I couldn't
Yeah,
even finish
I
reading the
read-
book.
yeah, I was
I
reading
couldn't
that.
finish reading the book because it's like every time
Just
she
a
was
bashing. Just a
yeah,
bashing.
that's all
in
it
all
was.
fairness, he was planning on getting out very soon.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah.
He
wanted
tried to
become a
jump to
teacher.
WCW, but at the
that,
same time, he wanted
They
to
all
be a
say
fireman.
that. They'll say, "Oh, I might get out," and they just don't. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I don't want to speak on the dead like that, but I don't know. We'll never know.
Oh, I have one more answer. I would have loved to see Luna Vachon back.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I met,
Like,
she is,
imagine if she works with the modern day divas. I mean, wrestlers, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she.
that's such a good-
I
Please
had
don't
I had
shade
the
that
pleasure
one.
of meeting her,
That's all right,
and
yeah.
she was probably like one of the sweetest women you ever meet.
What about Mae Young
Mae Young was a trip.
or the fabulous
Yeah.
Moolah in her prime
Listen,
before all
Mae Young
this
was
stuff?
I'll take her coming back.
Yeah, imagine like Luna Vachon. Like if she was alive today, she could still go like one more run.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to me. Listen,
Yeah.
that was-
I'm
she-
surprised
she
he
could
never
take
had a world
test at
title
any
run.
time.
How about Jacqueline's not dead, but I would bring
Yeah.
back Jacqueline in her prime.
Yeah.
I wish I could bring back Bret Hart.
Same
Nice guy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
I had a
This
blast.
I hope you guys
Yeah.
have me on again really soon. If you ever
Oh, yeah,
want me, just
definitely.
call me. I'll gladly come by, give you the open. So, on behalf of Victor, last name to be announced, I'm sorry, I gotta learn it. My old partner, Carl Byrd, and the Price is Right, Adrian Price. I'm your special guest, D the Total Whiner, telling you to check out the Codex Prime podcast each and every Tuesday night, and be sure to subscribe to the Codex Prime podcast here on Facebook. On behalf
Yeah.
of these hosts, thank
that.
you for joining us this week.
Well, there you have it.
There it
It's
is.
time to shell up.
Yeah. So
There you go.
all right.
You did it.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Peace out, nerds.
Later.